Good morning. I'm Eric Reeser. The Cincinnati Reds saw their season come to an end last night in Los Angeles. Redlegs fell to the Dodgers 8-4 in Game 2 of the NL wildcard. LA will play in Philadelphia on Saturday against the Phillies in Game 1 of the NLDS. Yesterday afternoon in Cleveland, Brian Rocchio's solo shot in the 8th fueled a 5-run inning that powered the Guardians past the Tigers 6-1 in Game 2 of their AL wildcard series. It's now tied at a game apiece. Cleveland's going to host Detroit today at 3 o'clock in Game 3. Winner heads to Seattle against the Mariners Saturday in the ALDS. In college football, number 1 Ohio State hosts Minnesota Saturday night at 7:30. Hear from Ohio State's head coach today at noon on the Ryan Day Show. And Week 5 in the NFL begins tonight in L.A. The Rams host the 49ers at 8:15. This update sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy's office at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. That's 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. Or visit him online at sleepbettercolumbus.com.
Your morning just got more interesting. Distilled and barrel-picked for your listening pleasure. Bo Bishop, a local sports media legend. What William T. Sherman was to the Union Army, he is to Northern College football. A husband, a father, and middling youth sports coach. He's friends with Central Ohio sporting royalty.
Talking to Ohio State Athletic Director Ross Bjorken. Coach Day walking on with us right now. Good to see you, buddy. Good buddy, Austin Ward. My good buddy, Tim May, the Tim May Show. The great Doug Lavery's joining us.
Hi, everybody. Dom Tiberi here.
Oh, Reese came in and he handed me papers.
Yeah,
and then he said, "You see that button? That's the only button you need to worry about. Don't touch. There's 8,000 buttons in front of me." Oh, I didn't know what he was talking about.
The one that says on.
We blew the budget on this imaging, and only 2 guys answered our ad on Craigslist. Ryan Baker and Eric Reeser. Act accordingly. You're now listening to Bishop and Friends.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for over 75 years.
All right, let's do it live on a Thursday edition of the program. 10 o'clock, we'll open up that mailbag, another full mailbag this week. Jordan Dajani, CBS NFL, dropping by at 10:30. We will beat the house at 11. Bake, why are you trying to rob me out of wins in Beat the House? You got me at 8-8. I didn't go 8-8. I mean,
did I write something down wrong?
Why are you personally attacking me on a Thursday? You're choosing violence.
Which one did I miss?
Well, I'm at least I had it at 10-6.
Since we're yelling at Baker, I was also better slightly last week.
What are you doing?
I
get the MIT kids on
Your
this.
fault I went 6-10, Baker. Happy birthday to the ground.
I must have wrote something down wrong, Bo.
We got to get the MIT kids
like
audited.
How'd you do, Bo?
I was 10-6.
Okay. Yeah,
That's got me 8-8.
I think
I have to take
looking
a look
at
this.
my results last week, which were bad and not good.
Yeah.
I was thinking to myself, I think Bo did the exact opposite of me.
I think I did. Well, enough of them. I was really cruising until Monday. Monday it all went.
We'll do better today.
Well, you can't do worse. You can't. Well, I guess you can.
You can always do worse, right? You can always do worse.
Ari Wasserman will join us at 11:30. Our old buddy. He's with On 3 now, and we'll do a little college football with him. If the two of you were in desperate straits, and you went to me and you said, "We'd like to borrow some money," and I said, "Yeah, that's fine. I trust both of you. You're both upstanding individuals. I'll loan you the money." But the key word in there, I think, is the word loan. That's really the key word, because if you borrow money from somebody, you will have to pay it back. And so in college sports right now, and really Florida State, I'll give them credit. They were the first ones that I heard of doing this. This was maybe 2 years ago, Reese, something like that. I think it was a couple years ago. Florida State kind of threw this little trial balloon out there, and they said, what if we get into business with private equity? Get us an influx of cash. We can write a check, and we can get out of this ACC, and then by God, we can go make some money with the Big Ten. And the private equity said, "Yeah, we're more than happy to do it. And in exchange for that, we're going to take a percentage of your profits going forward on the new business that we make." That's going to be the way that this is going to happen. And FSU was like, "Actually, maybe let's hold on that just for a second. Let's maybe revisit that just for a second." So this gets us to where we are today. Yesterday, the Big Ten threw up probably the biggest trial balloon that they've thrown up in a very, very long time. This news that they're in discussions with a private capital deal that would infuse at least $2 billion into the league and its schools, according to ESPN. This was on Wednesday. The discussions include a 10-year extension of the league's grant of rights through 2046, sources tell ESPN, which would ensure long-term stability for the Big Ten. How do you type that sentence and do it with a straight face? Is amazing to me.
AI?
I get... Probably. According to sources, private capital deal and grant of rights extension have been discussed for months and presented on multiple forums. A deal with the grant and rights extension would also be a distinct blow to the outside entities attempting to form super leagues around college sports. While there is support from nearly the entire league, according to sources, a few of the league's biggest brands, thank God, Ohio State and Michigan, are still in discussions with the league. The aim is to have unanimous support before a vote, sources tell ESPN. They better not get Ohio State's vote, because you don't need it. You don't need private equity cash. And if the answer for the rest of these schools is we need this private equity cash in order to meet payroll, well, then that can't be the answer. That can't be the answer. You're running a bad business. You're running a really bad business if that's the case. And if you think that getting injected with funds is going to help in the long term, think again. It'll help in the immediate. If that's what it is, if it's we need money to pay our rosters, you're going to get cash right away. Purdue, you're going to get your cash. Illinois, you're going to get your cash. Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, you're going to get that cash. But what happens when you blow through it? Where's the next cash coming from? If you don't change the way you do business, you're just going to be in this vicious cycle of trying to find money. I saw this morning that the NCAA basketball tournament is going to go to 76 teams in 26-27. What do you think that's about? They're trying to find money. They're trying to find inventory. They're trying to find ways without changing their behavior to survive. That's what these athletic departments are doing. I think most people would be shocked to know that most athletic departments operate in the red. And they're not swimming in cash like Scrooge McDuck. That's not the way that it works. They have to spend the money, and they've been spending the money on things, quite honestly, that are not worth what they're paying for. But you got to spend it somehow, so they just keep throwing money at it. Bigger and bigger raises, paying coaches, paying strength, paying support, paying one more. Everybody makes more. Well, there's no more money, so they're trying to find money. Ohio State does not have this problem. This is not a Buckeye problem. It's not a Michigan problem. It's not a Penn State problem. It's not an Oregon problem. It's probably not a Washington problem. Probably not a USC problem. It's a problem for some of the teams in the league. And the beautiful thing about the Ohio State situation is that if at any point Ohio State wanted to say, okay, we got all these sports. We can't do this anymore where we're Stanford and we're Alabama. Duke basketball, we're Duke basketball, we're Alabama football, and we're Stanford for everybody else. We're going to have all these sports, and everyone's going to get treated like kings. All you got to do is stop some of that. You got to stop some of that. And then you have to have reasonable expenses on everything else. Everybody who's a student athlete, yes, they all should. If you're on scholarship, you should have the things that come with scholarship. But everybody who's on scholarship shouldn't be treated like the football team. The football team's different. And save me with they all work so hard. Everybody works hard. How many people you know working a 9 to 5 or doing something in manual labor, do you think they don't work hard? But they're not paid like Bezos. Life's not fair, man. Football players do the thing that brings in the most money. So build your business plan around that. That's the plan.
What are they?
This thing is terrifying to me.
What are they? I'm just curious. My first question on this is, what are they buying? And what are they buying? Are they going?
Well, they're buying. That's why they're doing the 10-year grant of rights extension, because they're buying a portion of that.
Are they buying? So they're buying the TV money. They're buying the content on television.
I assume it would be like the. Like what FSU proposed to what the private entity proposed to FSU, where you basically get a percentage of all the new money. So the new TV money, all the new social media money, all of the stuff that comes with that, apps, all of that, they would get a percentage of.
Because my thing with and while I guess for Florida State fans' sake, I'm glad it didn't work out for the Seminoles, is it felt like they were just going to then own part of Florida State football. And if this is just on first glance, would they own Big Ten football, or would they own a portion of Big Ten football? And then in a greater question, would they own a portion of Ohio State football?
Yes.
That's terrifying to me.
Yeah.
Because of college football, the one thing I think this sport has, and this is the moneymaker. So it would also, to your points, it would probably own some of Ohio State men's basketball, Ohio State women's basketball. But the thing that makes college football so special is the love and passion for alma mater or for community. And you can't put a price on that. And when you start doing it, you bastardize it.
I mean, college sports as we know it has forever changed. It's not what we grew up watching and loving. And I have always been, I don't want the football players, the athletes, the students to be employees. I have always been that person. When you do this, I don't care anymore. They have to be. And guess what? When you do this, sometimes you've got to take the good with the bad. And there's going to be some good with this, but there's going to be a lot that you don't like in the end. And these companies are going to want their cut, and these schools are going to have to make up for that, the lost revenue, right, that they're going to have, that a private equity is going to take in the end. And what happens in big business? When you aren't making enough money, you trim the fat. So here goes all your sports that don't make any money and don't matter. They're all going to start getting cut. And maybe that's coming anyway, but it's definitely going to happen if this happens. And also, how do we know 2046 there aren't different super conferences, right? Maybe this is the Big Ten
this kills
saying
that.
We are a super conference and we're going to be one of them. But my goodness, how can you make a deal that far out when you don't know what next year is going to look like?
Well, all good points and things that we need to dig into a little bit, including the most important point. Are you sure you want to be in business with these people? And by these people, I don't even mean the private equity people. I'm talking about some of these teams in the Big Ten. Do you want to be in business with them until 2046? And 2046, what are we talking about? In terms, if you're looking for like a mental vision of this, think about I think it's season 2 of The Sopranos, when Tony and the crew put the squeeze on Davey Scatino and his sporting goods store. Who gets paid first? Soprano. He gets paid first before we do anything. That's what happens when you own money, or when you loan money, or you take money from people. At some point, it's going to come back on the other end. Much more on this loaded up little Thursday edition, Bishop and Friends, right here on The Fan.
The only workplace in America to participate in the Doorknob Fart Game. And we also play office basketball and sometimes do radio. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
More and more these days, people who are in pain are taking control of their health and looking beyond traditional medicine. Hey, it's Tyvis Powell. People just like you are finding lasting relief without steroids, medication, or surgery. Right here in Columbus at QC Kinetics. You'll be treated by highly regarded orthopedic surgeon Dr. Ray Tesner, founder of Grant Sports Medicine. Here's how it works. Your blood contains tiny but mighty healing tools. At QC Kinetics, Dr. Tesner and his team get to the root of where your pain stems from, right down to the cells involved. By putting these natural elements to work, your body can revitalize your joints, literally using your own power to heal. It's a simple injection, not a hospital stay. It's fast, all natural, and there's no downtime. If your back, knees, or shoulders are keeping you from enjoying life, explore all your options before you agree to more pills or surgery. Find out if you're a good candidate. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. My good friends over at Sleep Better Columbus want you to know that if you're 65 or older, enjoying those golden years, but maybe you're dealing with restless nights, you need to listen up. Are you tossing and turning, struggling with sleep apnea, and that leaves you wiped out during the day? Well, it's time to reclaim your rest with Dr. Mark Levy at Sleep Better Columbus. As a leading provider in non-surgical sleep apnea treatments, Dr. Levy helps you breathe easier and sleep deeper with custom oral appliances. a comfortable alternative to CPAP. The best part is that Sleep Better Columbus is in network with most medical insurance plans and is a proud Medicare provider, so your coverage can work seamlessly with Sleep Better Columbus. And as we head toward the end of the year, don't let those benefits go unused. You don't want to wait to use your deductible. Act now to make the most of it with Sleep Better Columbus. Call Sleep Better Columbus today at 800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com. Once again, that number, 800-MORE-SLEEP or sleepbettercolumbus.com for your consultation. Sleep better, live better, you've earned it. Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone here for Window Nation. Columbus, October is here, and with good weather comes more home improvement projects. Do you have old, stuck, or cracked windows that you've been putting off replacing? Well, Window Nation Columbus can help. This month, when you buy 2 windows, you'll get 2 more for free. There's no limit to how many windows you replace, and your total price includes 1-day installation. With Window Nation, you also won't have to make any payments for 2 years, which is a big deal with the holiday season coming up. And did I mention you could celebrate your newly upgraded home with 2 free tickets to an upcoming Ohio State football game? What other company in Columbus would thank you for replacing all your windows in your home with a fun experience like that? Put an end to your window problems before this beautiful fall weather ends. Now through October 31st, buy 2 windows, get 2 for free now, plus pay nothing for 2 years with Window Nation, a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Visit windownation.com today to start your free estimate. That's windownation.com.
Remember what sports used to be about calling up your favorite host and saying how stupid they are? Good news. We still do that. The Fan Call-In Show. Hello.
Sponsored by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino.
Sunday mornings at 8 on The Fan.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is, fast for cash. Do you want to sell your property, however, you need a little help getting through the process? Let's say you have years of belongings in the home. It needs a lot of updating, you're overwhelmed, you might not be big on technology, and you may need help finding a place to go. I will help you. Maybe you've gone through a divorce or a bad breakup or a relative moved out. It's been hard, and you just want to take what you want and leave the rest behind. I will help you. Retiring and want to sell your commercial properties or land. I will help you. Sellers, whether you're selling as is or selling for top dollar, you're no longer alone. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or call me now for an all-cash offer and, more importantly, the help you need at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Another beautiful dry day ahead for us with our temperatures getting into the low 80s. A few more high clouds, so skies will be mostly sunny. And then for tonight, those clouds will linger overnight with our lows in the 50s. For Friday, we end the work week with mostly sunny skies and highs getting in the mid to low 80s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
The radio couldn't contain us, so we've taken over YouTube. Catch Morning Juice weekday mornings at 6 by searching 971 The Fan. Do it. Pull up a stool and ask the bartender for something neat, because Uncle Bo is on the radio. This is Bishop and Friends.
This is the craziest thing to wrap your head around with where we are right now with college athletics and college football especially. We're in the, how many years of this are we in NIL? Is this third season of NIL as a full go ahead, get rich kids? I think we're there. And we're in a free transfer portal world right now where there really are no rules. There's no guardrails. Anybody can do whatever they want. There's no enforcing. We've made mockery of that in the past few weeks. And yet the sport's never been more popular. The amount of people who used to email or interact on social and say, if they get paid, I'm going to stop watching. You didn't. In fact, more of you are watching than ever before. More of you are going to games. More of you are dialed into the sport than ever before. There's never been, and this is why I made this case last week. This is why, quite honestly, you could argue that college football operations are wildly undercompensated for what they're delivering every week from a rating standpoint. Wildly so. Like what the top teams in the sport, if the top teams in the sport ever got together and did their own television package, like if they truly did a super conference, if they had 40 teams or 50 or 60 teams playing football at the very highest level, and they negotiated their own thing together. There's no doubt in my mind that, I mean, if the NFL is getting $400 million a team this last time around, now that's 30 teams versus 60, so right away your profit's going to be cut in half, and you're not going to get NFL money, but let's say you get half of it. You could be talking $125 million per team just from TV. I mean, that even dwarfs what the Big Ten's getting now. And why is that? Well, because the Big Ten's got dead weight. It's got a bunch of dead weight. That's the other thing that puts my antennas are up. You're signing up to be associated with some of these schools till 2046. Why? What do they have in common with you? Used to be you had a regional commonality. You don't even have that anymore. What really does Ohio State have in common with Rutgers or Maryland?
I can't think of anything.
Eastern time zone?
Similar colors?
Both all three have red.
They have some red in you.
I mean, there just isn't. So why would you sign up for that? I mean, if we're gonna do this, then by God, let's do it.
This is the theme of college athletics, it feels like, or at least college athletic decisions over the past 30 years. We'll deal with it now, and somebody else will deal with it later. When you get the quick cash infusion, ESPN says it's a 9-figure quick cash infusion to some of these schools, like a UCLA could use that right away. And everybody involved in UCLA athletics right now, and Tony Petitti in 2046, not going to be anywhere near college athletics. Mai Tais on a beach.
That's what you just said, Reese, is what's basically happened in this sport for the last 25 years.
Yeah.
Football, Ben's basketball.
It's more the same.
Yeah. It's just been, I'm going to kick this can down the road until it's not my problem anymore, and then I'm going to pass it off to somebody else. And his entire intent will not be to be revolutionary. His entire intent will not be to do something that is actually sustainable. His intent will be to continue to kick the can until he finds some other sucker to kick the can. That's what they've been doing for 25 years.
And I don't know, maybe this wasn't going to change because of the TV deal you have, but if Ohio State wanted out of a TV deal that they have now with Fox, they wanted to make some changes. If Fox is coming to the plate offering more money, you may not be able to get out of it now because you've got to pay the piper. And this could mean, teams like UCLA and Rutgers and Maryland, they're not going to step up the plate, but they're the ones that aren't going to be holding up their end of the bargain. So Ohio State and football and their brand are going to have to cover for that even more. So you're probably going to get stuck to more big noon games if you don't like that. And other things, like Ohio State has already been the good soldier for the Big Ten and helped carry the weight. That burden's going to be even more now if you do something like this.
And you brought up the point in the previous segment that is the other one that deserves fleshing out. Like, who would sign anything to 2046? Are you kidding me?
Doesn't make sense.
That's 20 years from now. 20 years ago, we didn't even have the iPhone, I don't think. I remember I had a Palm Pre that I thought was pretty cool. Some people had Blackberries. I don't remember anybody rocking around an iPhone 20-some years ago.
Typing hello in your pager?
That's right. Look how far it's come. Who knows how we're going to consume things in 20 years from now? Who knows?
We'll all be dead.
Well, clearly, I will be.
Meteorites hitting the planet.
Yeah.
You're giving AI robots guns, and, you've seen Terminator.
Yeah, I know how this ends. Know exactly how this ends. I do think that there are some people, and I think Ross is one of them, that want to look for... I think he's got the toughest job, one of the toughest jobs in college athletics right now, because he has this monstrosity of an athletic department that he's trying to run. He's got, I'm sure, trustees, alumnus, boosters who are very prideful of the various things that are in that athletic department. All the while, he has to find a way to create new revenue. And then he's also got to be a good Big Ten soldier, but not as good as Gene was. So he's got to stand up to the league. He's got to stand up to the television partners. But he's got a fan base who's sick of playing every big game at noon, and among other things, right? I mean, look at the basketball situation right now with the way that media rights deal played out. Where you're did anybody read the fine print on any of this? Where you're playing games on Monday nights at 9:00?
No, because
Big Ten games on Peacock?
You saw the zeros.
Yeah, that's what the money's for. We say that all the time, the Mad Men line. That's what the money's for. So you took it. But nobody read the fine print on any of this stuff. And you're close now, relatively, to being able to renegotiate a new media rights. And if you are Ross Bjork and you are Ohio State, do you want to negotiate with all of these people in this league as equals? Or is now the time, and this is the other reason why this is always going to be problematic. If you're Ohio State, you say, we want our cut that is commensurate for what our value is. So I don't want Rutgers and Minnesota and Illinois and Indiana and Purdue. And Iowa. I don't want UCLA. You don't get what I get. We get more because we're carrying it. We carry the weight of it. And we've heard that. I mean, the ACC is talking about doing that. I'm sure that Ohio State is looking around and going, hold on a second. We're carrying all this stuff, right? We're carrying all of it. So we're going to get a little bit more. And then furthermore, if you are going to negotiate a new deal, are you sure you want to be negotiating a new deal with all these folks? Just because we've always done it before? I'm asking. I don't know. I don't know what the answer to that is. That's why I think his job is so difficult right now. Because that's the thread that the needle he's trying to thread.
You just look at some of UCLA just comes to the forefront of my mind, like how bad they've been over the last 20 years in managing everything. Yeah. You want to do business with that for next
USC
20 years?
Asked, though, Reese. USC asked. Meantime, did you see the story? John Wilner wrote a story yesterday out for, I'm not sure exactly. He used to be with San Jose Mercury News, I think. But he's a Pac-12 guy, big-time columnist. And he wrote a story yesterday about how University of Washington's like, yeah, this ain't right. This ain't right. Like how much we're having to travel across the country. And you're thinking to yourself, like...
I mean, what'd you think was going to happen when you signed up?
Did you not look at a map? Did you not look at a map? Now, I've been as vocal as anybody saying the Big Ten did those teams dirty. But they did take the deal. Like the idea that Washington and Oregon are at discount is crazy. They're two of the better brands in the whole league, Oregon for sure, and Washington's just underneath them. But so you know what you signed up for. But then beyond that, I also thought the Big Ten did them even more dirty by not, in football, playing they should play, every West Coast team should play each other. Washington should play Oregon, UCLA, and USC every year. That's 3 games.
Mandatory.
And by the way, I thought we should have taken Cal and Stanford too. Take them too. Have a whole wing of the Big Ten that's the old Pac-12. Fine. I mean, even brand it that way.
Especially Stanford, since academics matter so much in all of this.
For sure. Right. And by the way, Stanford would have been a roadmap to Notre Dame, because that's another team Notre Dame wants to play every year. Like there were ways to do this. Meantime, you're trying to coach. Imagine being Ryan Day right now. He's trying to coach the number 1 team in the country. He's going to have to navigate, by the time he gets to December, a transfer portal, inevitably a transfer portal that's going to go to January, only January. And he's going to have kids going, I'm going to throw in the portal and see if I can get more. And he's going, well, hold on, I'm trying to win a national title. Can you wait till after the season and then we can deal with this? This is the sport. And it's never been more popular. As for the games, as I mentioned, never been more popular. Minnesota in here Saturday night. Ryan Day on all of that coming up next. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Hey, it's Anthony Rothman here for Germain Honda of Dublin. So what's the difference? There are other Honda dealers around. Well, Rich Newsom and his team want to earn your trust. They don't expect it, and they earn it by giving you a great price, and then they back it up after the sale. With same-day service, no appointment necessary, a great variety of brand new Hondas, and hundreds of pre-owned certified Hondas to choose from, all at the same location. Identify yours at GermainHondaofDublin.com. Germain Honda of Dublin, Sawmill Road, just south of 270.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Let's face it, repairing or replacing your roof is a big decision. It's an investment in your home, your safety, and your peace of mind. But with so many roofing companies out there, how do you know which one to trust? How do you know your investment will be in good hands? Since 1992, Newman Roofing has been the family-owned company homeowners have relied on. We understand that roofing projects can be stressful. That's why we've built our company around you, offering a white glove experience designed to make your roofing project as smooth and easy as possible. At Newman Roofing, we focus on the details because the details matter. Our craftsmanship, attention to quality, and commitment to service are second to none. Why? Because when your name is on it, it just means more. Your roof isn't just another project. It's our promise to deliver the very best. So, as the cooler weather approaches, don't wait. Get your Newman roof while there's still time this fall. Call us today at 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF, or visit us online at newmanroofing.com. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
From military life to a rewarding career in IT, kickstart your new journey in a matter of months in the fields of IT and cybersecurity, including AI. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including VA benefits.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for over 75 years. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
What's up?
What's up, man? What's up with you?
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. For all your roofing, gutter, or siding needs, call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
All right, here's what's up on a Thursday edition of the program, inching closer to Buckeyes and Golden Gophers Saturday night at the Shoe. One of the challenges for Ryan Day, this schedule, and really it's a challenge every year when you're the head coach at a place like Ohio State, but especially with this group, they've come along so far, so fast, and in comparison to the rest of college football, seems so far ahead of schedule with even a higher ceiling that it's a little bit alarming, the ease at which they've gone about this first month. Now, he doesn't want to hear any of that. That's rat poison for him, in the words of the great Nick Saban. So what he has to do is he has to continue to make sure that the edge is sharp, even as you play a team like this Golden Gophers team that's coming in here on Saturday as 23.5-point dogs. So what he has to do is get his guys to compare themselves against themselves. That's the standard is the standard. That's the challenge. With a young team, sometimes it can be. It has not been with this group yet. Here's Coach Day on the edge the group continues to maintain.
It's funny when you have different people come watch you practice. You know, Greg Madison came out to practice today, which was great to see him, and just different people come. Coach Tressel was here yesterday, and just different people watch, and people who've been around football, you just ask their opinion. And this goes back to spring in August and then now, and just get a lot of feedback. You know, you guys, you have a good team, but you're a lot different than you were last year, just different. And when you ask me, you know, what do you see? And I think I've said this for a while, it's an edgy group. They're competitive. They go after it every day. And there was a point in the spring where we had to stop practice and just run 53s because there were fights breaking out in practice. And that's not a good thing for discipline, but it did show that these guys, you know, they're edgy and they like to compete, and that's something that we want to have as an identity. And I think you're seeing that with this group. Now we have to understand that, you know, we can't have penalties and we have to be disciplined, but these guys are going to back down to nobody. And they like playing, and they got an edge and chip on their shoulder, and that's the way we have to be.
How much do you think that edge comes from the fact that there are a bunch of guys, especially on defense and even up front, who have had to wait to play? Like a lot of folks,
a lot,
right? I mean, like you think about how many people thought Jack and JT, like who thought they were going to come back, and everybody thought they were going, and then they came back, and then all of a sudden it creates a logjam. And I don't think it's a coincidence that one of the most surprising units on this team this season has been that defensive line. Like we knew there was talent there. We talked about it all camp, but we didn't really get to see it because so much of last year was about those seniors. That group's been lights out. And in a way, it's kind of been an engine for the rest of this defense. I remember in August, we went to 2 practices, Reese. I think you went to a third. Mm-hmm. We went to 2 practices, and coming out of it, we talked about Arvell Reese right away. Everybody's on that bandwagon now. Sonny right away. And we said, this is the best back 7 in college football. Those linebackers, those corners, and those safeties, that's the best back 7 in college football as it stands. In some instances, inexperienced. What we didn't know was, would this be a dominant defensive front? We hoped that it would. We knew the pedigree of players. A lot of those guys have waited, but we didn't know how it would go until they got into the moments. Well, it's gone quite well. Pretty dang dominant against Texas. And then as good a defensive front performance as I've seen around here collectively in the win at Washington. Yeah. And I think that is creating the edge.
I think when going back to camp, we were hearing about days where different guys in the defensive front shined, different guys in the offensive front shined, and then those same guys the next day would have a really tough go of it. And you kind of wondered, like, would the depth on the offense, would there be a drop-off on the offensive line? Because a lot of those guys, they did have the playoff experience. They had to, join with the reshuffling, the 4 times it happened last season. But for the defensive front, you wondered, like, would there be such a drop-off? And I thought to myself, like, those guys having such up and down days would only benefit them in the actual season, because even for the offensive front, they're not going to be playing guys that are much better than the guys they go up against every day. They'll see that against Texas, but the rest of the season, it's not going to be equal. And so to have to go to battle against those guys every single day into fall camp and every single day during the regular season in the week, you're only, like, the iron sharpens iron thing. Yeah, it's a cliche. Yeah, we use it too much, but in this situation, I think it's a direct correlation to why you're seeing such dominance at the lines of scrimmage.
Arvell Reese is number 8, right?
He's 8. He works
Just so you know, public service announcement.
Arvell Reese is number 8. Have we gotten that in the fan shop yet? Can we do that?
We need to get our top man on that.
Get the MIT kids on that.
It's what happens, right, when you have 8 starters that leave a defense. And you see a guy like Edric Houston come in and he gets moved to D-tackle last year, and it's like, well, he's going to be a starter. Well, you've got a guy like Tywan Malone who transferred here from Ole Miss, is like, wait a second. I transferred here. I've waited a year. I want my shot. And then you've got that competition, right? You bring in a Logan George, who unfortunately, was hurt the first 3 games of the year, finally saw some time. And you bring in a Bo Atkinson, and Caden Curry and Kenyatta Jackson are like, no, not on my watch. I've been waiting for my time. And then you've got a guy like Lorenzo Styles Jr., who's like, hey, I went to Notre Dame. I came back here, play for my home school. I'm not letting a Bryce West or a Devin Sanchez take my job. And you get that competition. And when you get that competition with guys that are as talented as the guys that Ohio State has on this defense, you get that edginess. And then you bring in some guys like a Phillip Daniels on the offensive side, who's, coming at you and starting fights and trying to earn a job himself. And it all leads to what you're seeing on the field right now.
Yeah, and it's, it gets to, I've said this for going back to last year, is really, if you're looking for a comparison for how all of this is happening and what you aspire to be here as a football program, your model it's really the giants of European football. It's Real Madrid. It's Barcelona or Bayern Munich or something like that. What you're aspiring to be in this sport, where it is not a level playing field, is that no matter who wears the scarlet and gray, you go chase championships. And this has come so far. Some of it's urban, a lot of it's urban. Urban changed a lot of things. The Tressel Buckeye program, it wasn't go win the national championship. It was beat Michigan, win the Big Ten, and then see what happens. Like, that was it. When I got here, that's what it was. When Urban got here, it became beat Michigan, win the Big Ten, win the national championship. Like, that became the standard every year to do that. And so what you create, and that's why I think the European football thing's like the perfect analogy, because what you create at a place like Real Madrid is that when Cristiano Ronaldo starts to wear down, you've got Vinny coming, and then you've got Mbappe coming, and the next guy's up. It's transient. Next man up. Next. But the standard stays. Standard stays. Stays exactly where it is. And to do that, you need to have incredible leaders, and you need to have a bunch of kind of foaming at the mouth, hungry dogs that can't wait to play. And that's what this looks like to me. You mentioned 8 starters on defense. These guys can't wait to play.
And when they get out there, they're doing everything they can to not get the hook.
Absolutely,
like to not get benched, to not take any plays off. Like, this is a team that you want rotation because of how long the season is, but the guys on the field don't want to hear that because they just want to keep playing. And I wonder for the offensive line if they're thrilled with those like 9, 10 play plotting drives, or they're just running the football because they get to knock somebody in the teeth every couple of plays. And I know the fan sits there and goes, no, take the top off the thing. You've got a Lamborghini. But the guys on the field, like, I see what, to Ryan Day's point about the edge, they're enjoying this.
Yeah, and he's going to drive the Lamborghini, but he's going to drive it in December. in January. He doesn't need to drive it now. Now they're good.
Listen, if they continue to execute like they did last week against Washington and how they played the Texas game, they may not even need to pull out the Lamborghini. They may be able to just keep driving the sedan through this whole thing.
You'll want to see it November 1st. But until then, you want to see it November 1st, but until then, no. Yeah. You're getting plotting against Minnesota. You're getting 3 yards in a cloud of dust at Illinois. Similarly, against Wisconsin, you're going to show them how to play their style of football.
Oh, gosh, yeah. Poor Luke. When we had Doctorman on yesterday and he went over Wisconsin's schedule, and he goes, I don't know that there's another win on the schedule. And he went through who they're they got to play Ohio State and Oregon still.
Woof.
Going to be rough. Going to be really rough. Should give some flowers. You guys put this in the prep from the Silver Bulletin. Ohio State left tackle Austin Servold is the only FBS tackle to not allow a single pressure this season. All this in his first year at left tackle. He's been basically perfect. That's awesome.
Pretty sure he had Colin Simmons week 1.
Yeah.
That's the best defensive end you'll see all year.
And what did we say about competition? We all thought that was Ethan Onionwa's spot.
Yep.
We penciled him in. Tackle.
Dennis Sutton will be a good challenge with Penn State.
Yeah, he's a good player. All right, coming up next, one of the baseball dreams gets to live on for another day. The others comes to an end. We'll take you to what used to be America's pastime. A little conversation on that coming up next. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
We're the highest rated sports radio station in America. There's no joke there. We just are. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, where we've successfully treated thousands of men for low testosterone and helped them feel like their old selves again. Please take a moment and listen to how we helped Tom.
Hi, my name's Tom. I've been a patient at Tri-State Men's Health, and I'm being treated for low testosterone. I didn't really notice the issue of just the energy and feeling slow in the middle of the day and waking up feeling as if I hadn't even gone to bed. When I walked into Tri-State Men's Health, I was extremely impressed from the get-go with the results of the treatment. I wake up in the morning now with clarity. I have had more energy in working out. I definitely have increased my strength. I would say that if there are men out there who experience some of the same problems that I did with inability to sleep well and waking up without feeling refreshed and having your energy flagging throughout the day, go see Tri-State Men's Health. It's changed my life and it'll change yours too.
Thanks, Tom. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
Go, go, go!
Fox Tonight takes you to hell and back.
Let's go!
First, an all-new Hell's Kitchen has
the Battle of the States.
Who will make their hometown proud?
Good luck on that one.
Then, Special Forces goes deep.
You're going underwater in an aircraft.
This is one of my biggest fears.
You will potentially die.
These celebrities will learn why it's called the world's toughest test.
She's unconscious.
Get a dive visit!
Come here, come on, girl, breathe.
Tonight, starting at 8 on Fox 28.
At the end of the day, the sun sets on Central Ohio, but stories are still unfolding. Every voice, every neighborhood, every question that still needs answers. Fox 28 News at 10 is there in the quiet moments and at the turning points, digging deeper, finding solutions, lifting up the communities that shape who we are. At the end of the day, you deserve a team that's on your side. Fox 28 News at 10, always on your side.
America works, and Valley has the tools. Valley is your #1 volume Ford commercial truck dealer in the nation. Business owners choose from 550 new Fords, including 80 transit vans and 170 Super Duties. Stakes, dumps, box trucks, pickups. Save big at Valley Ford of Columbus with Section 179 tax savings. As Carnell Tate says,
the game-winning deal is always at Valley.
ValleySuperstore.com. Hey, it's Timmy Hall, and it's party time, baby, because the Grove City Smokin' Hot Wing and Music Fest is back Saturday, October 4th at American Nitro. From noon to 9, you get wings, beer, live music, football on the big screen, and more. Don't miss the wing eating and bobbing for wings contest either. Ooh, veterans, military, and kids under 12 get in free. Get the tickets at AmericanNitro.com/wingfest. Presented to you by The Fan, Columbus Chamber, Brex Paving, Darby Dental, and Equipment Rental. Wingfest 2025, the ultimate fall kickoff. Don't miss it.
When you're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis, all the F Words apply. Football, food, and fun, and fat, and furry. They both have beards. And they dress up like animals and hump things. T-Bone and Tybus.
Weekday mornings at 6.
The Fan.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy place every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products or compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Sports conversation that's worthy of a toast, or at least a stiff drink. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
So I guess is it the third best? Is it the third best phrase in baseball? Game 7, Game 5, Game 3?
Many people are saying this. The top 10 best phrase in sport. Game 3.
Game 3 does
Yeah,
it.
many people.
Does this? What do you guys think of this? 3 games, 1 venue.
I love it's 1 venue. I'd have been fine with it had it been in Detroit, but the Guardians won the American League Central, so they get the home series in this.
Yeah.
That you're giving the fans there an opportunity. Like Wrigley Field's going to be great. The fact that
it's a reward, right?
It is. Like the scenes what you're getting in this wild card, even if you're just a casual observer of baseball, you're kind of just parachuting in. Like tonight at Yankee Stadium, be incredible atmosphere, incredible theater and drama for some of these locations in some of, all 3 of the series that still remain. Even last night at Chavez Ravine.
Yeah.
So yes, I'm a fan of how they're doing this.
At first, I was like, wait a second. They're not 2-1 in this. They're not going to go. But I do think it is a pretty good reward for the team that wins the division. Now, the other 2, I guess you had the better record. Okay, I guess that's fine. That is pretty cool. The 3 game is different. It's definitely better than the 1 game they did for a few years. I think the 1 game was brutal. So I don't have any problem with the way they're doing this.
How many times has Major League Baseball changed its postseason in the last 2 decades? I mean, has any sport in the world changed as fundamentally as baseball has in the last 20 years?
No.
From DH, no DH. I mean, before that, even interleague. Now interleague. Now balanced schedule, 1 game playoff, wild cards, now multiple wild cards, multiple game series. I think all of this wins, right? More fan bases are in it. I mean, that's probably the intent. I mean, again, this goes back to the business of the sport. More inventory, more games to sell. So I get it. I think it's working. Seems like it is.
And it's weird because baseball seems to be the most curmudgeon-y with the old rules and numbers and all of that. Like, there's still a lot of people that hate interleague play and hate the DH and all of that stuff.
It's the quirkiest sport that we have. Just do one time. I want you to both to just pretend you're talking to a 3-year-old, and I want you to explain baseball.
Stick, guy's holding it.
Mm-hmm.
Across from him is a guy that's throwing a ball.
Where is he throwing it?
It's we'll call it a mound. It's elevated. And so he's throwing it to the guy with the stick. Not at the guy, but to the guy. And it's the guy's job with the stick to hit that ball to a certain location.
Well, what if the guy with the stick misses the ball, Dad?
Then he gets 2 more chances to try to hit the ball.
Well, where's the ball go, Dad?
Well, there's a guy behind the guy with the stick who will make sure the ball doesn't go anywhere further so they don't have to get the ball.
He has 3 chances to hit the ball? Is that it?
Yes, he does. We'll call them
only
strikes.
3?
Yes, only 3.
Well, what if it's not a strike? What's that called?
Well, so it's up to the pitcher to make sure he delivers a hittable ball.
Okay,
And so
but
if he doesn't deliver a hittable
then
ball,
what happens?
Then he gets 4 chances. And then if he doesn't,
Well, what if he?
Come on
if
now,
he hits it, can he go to first base if he hits it, Dad?
well, we haven't even gotten to the bases yet.
You're overcomplicating this for 3-year-olds. Come on now, stick ball, catch
Stick ball. That's right. You can't get to the bases
ball,
yet.
Catch ball. Come on now.
This is what I've decided with. This is what baseball. It's a little bit like tennis scoring.
Wait till you explain war.
Well,
Exit velo for you.
It's a little bit like explaining tennis scoring. 15, 15, 15 love, 30. But why doesn't it go to... So it goes 15, then it goes to 30, but why not to 45? Why does it go to 40? Like that whole thing. So it's just easier, I think, to just watch it and you'll figure it out. But like trying to verbally explain it. So I think to your point about... This is the thing that was... And again, I like baseball's quirkiness. I like that one of the... I'm get off my lawn guy. That's what I've become now as I've gotten older. I liked the 2 divisions, the 2 leagues, and I liked one had DH, one didn't. I liked all of that stuff, and they've given that up. But I think it is. I do think this is winning. I mean, that was fun yesterday. These 3 game threes are going to be really fun to have on and pay attention to. And it's hard for me to see a scenario where the Guardians don't win a game 3. I mean, that's what it felt like yesterday. It was just like inevitably they're going to get it. It was Rocchio who hit the home run, and then away they go. But like it feels like one way or another they're going to figure it out this afternoon. I think that's a 3:00 up in Cleveland
on ABC.
Boy, that tells you all you need to know about where we've come with broadcast television.
Sorry, Kelly Clarkson Show fans.
Again. Yeah, just throwing that at 3:00.
Choosing violence with Kelly Clarkson.
I don't know what's on at 3:00 on ABC. I'm assuming it's one of those shows. It's the only one I can explain.
Who's got a show? And then San Diego at Cubbies at 5:00, and then the 8:00 is Boston and New York because there's not enough. You're going to have overlap there with the Chicago-New York series.
I know I'm alone, and I don't care about the Red Sox and the Yankees. Can a meteorite win that game?
You're not alone.
I love
you want to
it.
know?
I know.
Nobody outside.
I know I'm in the
nobody outside of Boston or New York or people who are from that area and have moved other places care. This is the big thing that's happened to baseball in the last 20 years. You care about your team. You don't really care about the sport.
I enjoyed Cubs Padres yesterday.
Yeah.
But because I was rooting for San Diego.
How dare you? After all Fish has been through, you can't throw some support his way for the Northsiders?
Still bitter.
And Fish?
No,
the Cubs winning a Game 7 on your place.
I rooted for the Cubs to beat the Mets in the last week because it would help the Reds. That's it. Other than that, no Cub love.
How do you put the Red season a success, right? They made the postseason?
Yeah, I think so in the grand scheme of things. I had high expectations for this team coming in. I feel like for a lot of the year, they kind of underperformed there. I think there was probably a lot of reasons in there, but first year with Tito Francona, you make the playoffs. It's the first time you're in the playoffs in a full major league season, so 2013. So I don't know how a Reds fan can look back at the season now and say, yeah, this wasn't good.
Yeah. No, I think, that's a monster. That Dodgers operation is just a monster.
The thing that sucks, and this was the first time for a lot of these Reds guys in a position like this, but you had both games, bases loaded, no outs, and your biggest bat, Ellie De La Cruz, at the plate, and you just couldn't do anything. And maybe that's great pitching from the Dodgers. Maybe that's Ellie first time in that situation, but those are things you need, right, to develop and grow as a team and players.
What's their? How long do they have Ellie De La Cruz under team control?
I want to say they have him through team control through like 29.
Oh, okay.
So they still have quite a few years before he'll end up in Dodger blue.
Well, I'm sure you picked up on this if you were watching last night. He makes a great play at short that his size allows for him to make with just ease, just a very easy play at short. It's the end of an inning, and as he's running off, he threw a ball into the stands, and big smile on his face and all of that. And I'm like, there's no doubt he's not a Dodger in like 2030.
Well,
that just feels like a lock. He
already said, I believe it was last year, when he went to L.A. and had a huge series at Chez Ravine, and he was like, I love this town or something. Yeah. It's like, oh, God, we're going to switch from red to blue? Yeah, that starts fights in L.A.
It does. In certain parts, it does, yeah. All right, so guards, who's you confident here, Reese?
I'm confident in the lineup. I think it'll be a similar lineup what you had yesterday. I love DeLauder. That I know I was screaming it from the mountaintops back in July and August because I thought the Guardians would be dead, and I'm like, that makes no difference right now if you call up a guy like DeLauder, but this is the future. So that lineup, Slade Ciccone, I'm nervous.
Okay,
I'm nervous. I'm not as confident as I was game 1 and 2.
Okay, all right. Game 3 this afternoon at 3:00, and then it'll be 5:00 for Cubs and Pods, and 8:00 tonight for Yankees and Red Sox. We'll open up that mailbag coming up next. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Common Man, a radio veteran, has a large hemorrhoid. Timmy Hall, a good, clean boy, moonlights as man's hemorrhoid. Common Man and Timmy.
Weekdays at 3.
The Fan.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. If you're a sports card fan like me, you've got to check out Midwest Cards in the Arena District, right outside Nationwide Arena. These guys are true collectors themselves, and they've built a shop that lets you experience card collecting in a whole new way. They've got sealed boxes, packs, single cards, signed memorabilia, and plenty of TVs in their lounge. Yeah, they have a lounge. And don't forget the card bar, where you can open packs while you have an adult beverage. It's awesome. Stop by Midwest Cards today and tell them T-Bone sent you.
From smoke and carbon monoxide detectors to fire extinguishers and more, Kidde Home Safety Products keep your family protected in case of emergencies. Did you know that your detectors need to be replaced every 5 to 10 years? Kidde detectors feature enhanced sensing technology that reduces false alarms and fast alerts for more time to get out safely. Visit us in-store or on Menards.com and shop our great selection of Kidde safety products.
Save big money at Menards.
AmeriHealth Caritas Ohio is your Medicaid plan for more benefits, more rewards. We know that good health means more than just seeing a doctor when you're sick. Eligible members can receive extras like home-delivered meals and family essentials, like baby carriers and kids' school supplies. Members can even earn rewards for playing mobile health trivia games. Learn more at AmeriHealthCaritasoh.com and call the Ohio Medicaid Consumer Hotline at 1-800-324-8680 to choose AmeriHealth Caritas Ohio.
Parents, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Go for it.
We're listening.
Yeah. Are your teens good with money?
She's a good kid.
She's the
but,
best,
yeah.
but I get it. Switch to Huntington Bank, and your teen debit card can really help.
Oh?
You can set spending limits, and your kid can track budgets, so they learn that money doesn't, in fact, grow on trees.
I think we need this.
Sounds good, yeah. We feel you, parents. Let's get more from teen banking. Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
Looking to get your roof or siding replaced this fall? Call the company that delivers an excellent customer experience every time. Newman Roofing. Don't wait. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Hey, Buckeye fans. As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 3 trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
At Kroger Pharmacy, we make it easy to get flu, COVID, and RSV vaccines. They're available at no cost to you with most insurance plans. No appointment needed. And we're open weekdays, weeknights, and weekends. So come and visit us when it's most convenient for you. Kroger Health, a world of care is in store. Vaccines subject to availability. No cost to you with most insurance plans. Check with your plan for eligibility. Restrictions and exclusions may apply. See site for details.
Feeling stuck on your own 10-yard line in the career game? Maybe it's time to just go for IT. My Computer Career has the game plan to score a rewarding new IT career in months. Whether you're a rookie, a breakout career changer, or a military veteran ready to serve. Why spend years chasing a college degree when you can fast-track your future in IT starting now? Take your mark, get set, go for IT. Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu today. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
The number one problem we see at our clinic is delaying treatment. ED and low T can get worse.
Book your appointment right now. Call 614-300-7400. Prefer privacy? Book online in under 30 seconds at columbusmensclinic.com.
At our clinics, men's sexual health is the whole job. Look, I'm a normal guy too. I hate going to the doctor, but we've helped so many guys in here just like you. Even if pills have failed, our medical team is going to take the time to talk you through it. Same day in-house lab, and the treatments, well, they could change your life.
Your local medical team has your back. ED, low T, Peyronie's, size, and shape modeling. We tailor what works for you.
I'll get to the point. Can you imagine epic workouts and epic sex? Yeah, I said it.
A stronger you is closer than you think. We're available right now. Call 614-300-7400 or book in 30 seconds or less at columbusmensclinic.com. Columbus Men's Clinic. Making it happen.
Ready for your next truck? At Krieger Ford, we have just what you're looking for. Trade in your vehicle and get a new Ford F-150 with a black appearance package for $11,000 off MSRP. It's all part of the Krieger commitment. Best cars, best people, peace of mind. Visit us today on Morris Road in Columbus or find your new truck at KriegerFord.com.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Good morning. I'm Eric Reeser. Top-ranked Ohio State's a 23.5-point favorite, hosting 3-1 Minnesota Saturday night at 7:30. Gophers haven't beaten the Buckeyes since 2000. Hear from Ohio State's head coach today at noon on the Ryan Day radio show. Buckeyes are at number 22 Illinois next Saturday for a big noon kick in Champaign. In the NFL tonight, the LA Rams host the 49ers at 8:15. You can hear that one on the Fan following the Buckeye show. Mac Jones will start at quarterback for San Francisco for the third straight game. In baseball Thursday, the Guardians host the Tigers at 3 o'clock in Game 3 of the AL wildcard. Cleveland scored 5 runs in the 8th to beat Detroit 6-1 on Wednesday. The winner today gets the Mariners in the ALDS with Game 1 set for Saturday in Seattle. This update is sponsored by Green & Sons, family owned and operated for over 45 years. Find your next Kubota tractor at Green & Sons, located in Mount Sterling and north of Marysville in Raymond.
The uncle you never knew you had. The friends you kind of wish you didn't. This is Bishop and Friends.
Hi, George Dajani covering the NFL on CBS, joining us in 29 minutes from now. Between now and then, time to open up that mailbag.
Our comment box is always open. Any feedback is mostly appreciated.
The mail never stops. It just keeps coming and coming and coming. There's never a let up. It's relentless. Every day it piles up more and more and more. And you got to get it up. And the more you get out, the more it keeps coming in.
Bishop and Friends present emails.
All right, let's start with this one from Mark. The subject is Big Ten private equity. He writes, I got banned from a Michigan State fan forum as I said Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, and Oregon should be tiered weighted because of the value they bring. All I did was show the highest watched games for last year. Did not see anyone not named Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, Oregon from the Big Ten. I know good of the conference, but you can't subsidize programs that can't fill stadiums, leave in the third quarter, etc., already splitting media rights revenue. Yeah, that's where I am with it. And I don't know if it's a slide. I know the ACC is trying a sliding scale where, like, when you rate or when you're good, we will benefit you from it. One of the things that's a remarkable thing that happened over the last 30 years and some of it just is there's a regionality to it. I don't know if it could be mimicked, but I thought one of the most startling things over the weekend from a rating standpoint was the fact that Ole Miss against LSU outrated Ohio State Washington. Ohio State Washington was on CBS. It was on CBS. I mean, I don't know if you've checked. Seattle's a massive city. Columbus is a massive city.
They have the music and everything.
That's right. Oxford is not. Baton Rouge is a big town. Oxford is not. But this is one of the mistakes I think the Big Ten made when it did expansion years ago is, with the exception to Nebraska, their next round of expansion was about television market size and not football give a damn. And really, the football give-a-damn is what you need. You need programs that care about football and will do everything in their power to be good at football. And that's the big advantage the SEC has over us, is it's delusional, completely delusional. But everybody in that conference, with maybe the exception of maybe Missouri and Kentucky a little, maybe Vandy a little, but everybody there thinks they're entitled to be Alabama. Most of them do.
They think they are Alabama.
Yeah.
Like
Ole Miss thinks,
Vanderbilt.
why can't we be?
Yeah, make the college football playoff.
Yeah.
Paul.
And there's how many teams in the Big Ten do you think view college football the way Ohio State does?
2.
This one, Michigan.
Oregon.
I think Nebraska
Penn State,
does.
too.
I think Nebraska does.
Yeah.
Iowa might, but Iowa's not delusional.
There's probably some 20-year-olds that don't know any better about Indiana that are going to Indiana right now. They probably think we're the greatest team in the world.
That's all we're ever going to be is a great football team. That's the difference, though.
Coach
Go ahead,
I was just going to say Coach Siggs changed it all for the Hoosiers.
Those Marlboro Reds. This one from our good buddy Greg from Botkins. Portnoy is a clown show. Good morning, fellas.
Yeah.
When Urban rejoined the Big Noon crew, my family became loyal viewers until Fox got greedy and picked up Dave Portnoy. I think we can all agree that Portnoy is a smart businessman and pizza taste tester. Fox thoughts, let's go get our answer to Pat McAfee. Well, fellas, look at the ratings because on Saturday mornings, nobody's tuning into Fox for pizza reviews. The Barstool show on Fox has 0 viewers. Do you see any chance that Fox gets rid of Portnoy? P.S. Happy belated birthday to Baker. I think it's... No, I don't. I think that they made their bed with him, and I think that they also probably... It's not just about the ratings. It's also about... Now, I can't speak to what the Barstool show's doing streaming. I don't have any idea about that. But I think they're also viewing it as you're getting all of that social interaction and all of that. The reality is that Big Noon Kick is hamstrung because it has to go to the Big Noon game. And the Big Noon game, where were they last week?
Champaign.
USC, Illinois. Look at the games that were there. Where was ESPN? Penn State. Did College Game Day have the rights to Penn State? No. But it was the best game. I mean, they could have done the monetary smart thing, the fiscally responsible thing for College Game Day would have been to go to either Oxford or Athens. And they would have got a great reception from either one of them. Either one. But they didn't. So that's part of it, too. I do think the Portnoy thing is particularly annoying to Ohio State, and I don't blame him. I mean, he's actively undermining your program. And he's the pregame to your games. So, yeah. I get it. I get their frustration with it. But I don't think he's going to go anywhere.
I don't think he's going anywhere either, and I don't think the Big Noon ratings have ever been great, right? And they weren't great last year going up against Game Day.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you can judge it by that, quite frankly.
And I think for Fox, like the deal that they made with Barstool is, I mean, they're just leasing their content. And I think to the point of it gets them something on in the mornings that they just make the black go away, right? That you say about just content that's just there to have something when people stumble upon FS1. And I think the Barstool thing has some legs still with social media impressions, but I don't see it much anymore.
I have not watched it yet on Fox, by the way.
Big Noon or?
No. The Barstool has a morning show on FS1 now.
Okay.
I have not watched it, and I will say this: like, I don't mind Dave Portnoy. His Michigan fandom is over the top. Yeah, all that, and he loves trolling Ohio State people, and he's leaned into that. But other than that, like, I don't mind him. I love Pat McAfee, but I can't watch Pat McAfee's show. It's too unstructured for me. It's too off the cuff, and it's just not for me. And I'm guessing that Barstool show in the morning on FS1 is like that, too. And I'm guessing I couldn't watch that.
It's also hard to troll the national champions.
Yeah.
Like all of Portnoy's stuff falls so flat.
I'll tell you the other thing that one thing that does bug me is how Portnoy and to a lesser extent Desmond can play by their rules, but the Ohio State representatives can't. They're supposed to toe the company line, but the Michigan guys can go 1,000 feet over it.
Maybe
nobody bats an eye.
Maybe the Ohio State guys are just classier.
Oh, you said.
I think it's by choice.
Probably. Yeah, probably.
Because I'm sure ESPN would love it if Herbie put on the black hat a little bit and was chestier about being a Buckeye.
Yeah.
They get him clicks.
This one from Nick. 9 a.m. football. He writes, Uncle Bo, so the Big Ten now has West Coast teams that are coming east for big noon kicks. Utah and Texas Tech were last week, and they kick at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. USC is currently playing at 9 a.m. Pacific. Technically, Illinois is at 11 a.m. Central. I've heard you say you add these West Coast teams, they can't do a big noon kick because it's 9 a.m. their time, yet they're technically doing a 9 a.m. kick right now. Are we entering a world where we could start seeing games at 9 a.m. Eastern, which could then allow 9 a.m. Pacific kickoffs? Yes, I do understand the idea of this could technically eliminate a pregame show. The inverse effect would be more viewership, could be less. If Fox aired a 9 a.m. game with ESPN as airing College Game Day, that'd be a fun ratings battle. Fox versus ESPN, Big Ten versus SEC. I don't think it'll happen. It's just something I noticed that I thought would be interesting to think about. God love and God bless. Be good. Nick. It would depend entirely on the matchups. Like, you can't just put anything at 9 a.m. and rate. I mean, that's why Ohio State plays at noon all the time. It is a solid point about those West Coast teams that are having to go play at 9 a.m. and big noon. USC just did it last week, so there's validity in that for sure.
Yeah, but they're not having to get a stadium ready and people and workers there to have gates open at 8 a.m. And it's different when it's on the East Coast. I understand the fans have to get up and watch it, but you don't have the logistics of running a game at 9 a.m.
No, and no one would ever want to do it around here. 9 a.m. Eastern, now you're 6 a.m. Pacific. I don't think anybody would want it, and I don't think it'd ever be anything that would happen here. I could see some places maybe doing it as like a, kind of a stunt. This one from Zach, the subject is Penn State. Hey, Bo, the week after Penn State plays Ohio State, they have to play Indiana. And with all the resources they will have to try and spend to beat Ohio State, if they lose again, losing to Indiana could highly be on the table. And what does that do to Franklin and the team? Could you see that happening? Yes. Yes, I could see that happening. I don't know if he's got culture the way Ohio State had culture last year to overcome the adversity the Buckeyes had. I don't know if he's got that type of leadership. I don't know if he's got somebody like Will Howard, who said, follow me to freedom, boys, and Jack Sawyer. Follow me to freedom, boys, and JT, and Emeka Buka. I don't know if he's got those type of guys. I don't. So, yeah, I do think that's in play for them to lose 2 in a row and be out of the mix. For sure. This one from Scott, loyal listener, good dude. The subject is the Majestic Road Trip. Scott's an Austin guy, but big Buckeye. When the Big Ten added 4 Pac-10 teams, I told people SC was the brand, UCLA is the campus, Oregon will be the rival, but Washington is the destination. After going to the Northwest for decades, I agree that it's absurd that Washington is earning less than traditional Big Ten teams. For anyone that has an extra few days, let me suggest my approach to last week. Whistler, Vancouver, and finishing at Husky Stadium in Seattle. It's slightly better than West Lafayette. Yeah.
And Piscataway.
Well, and about 1 billion of them. It is unlike, I mean, how many there's no place else like it in the league. I mean, it's, yeah, I thought it really warmed the heart to see all the Buckeye fans out there and to see how much they enjoyed that city. And I'm guessing for a great many of them, it was their first time to the Pacific Northwest. And that day you got Saturday, there's a lot of days like that. Everybody thinks it rains every day in Seattle, and it does. It rains a lot. But there's also a lot of those types of days this type of year that are pretty damn undefeated.
I like the subtle, unnecessary shot at the end. Doesn't sound like this show at all.
Much more from the mailbag. We'll continue coming up next. Bishop and Friends right here on the Fan.
Tweet from a listener. Are you carrying the Buckeye game today? Considering we've never not carried one, yes. The answer is yes. The Fan.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Oven-baked French toast. Hot, melty cheese. And meat. And meat. And meat. Introducing UDF's new 3-meat French toast sandwich. Sweet and savory cinnamon swirl French toast piled with thick cut bacon, natural pork sausage, and smoky Canadian bacon. It's the newest flavor in our lineup of breakfast sandwiches. All stacked fresh, all served hot, and all made in store to make your morning. The new 3-meat French toast sandwich from UDF. Mornings made for you.
Buckeye fans, introducing Behind the O, the brand new app packed with original athlete and fan-driven Ohio State sports content. It's free to download in the App Store on iOS and Android, and every time you open it, you're helping generate NIL dollars for your favorite Buckeye athletes with zero cost to you. Get exclusive access to fresh behind-the-scenes videos, training routines, athlete lifestyles, and more from every Ohio State sport. Don't wait. Download Behind the O now and get closer to your Buckeyes than ever before.
Behind the O, free for fans, NIL for athletes.
Timmy Hall and AI Common Man here for Hollywood Casino Columbus and the ESPN Bet Sportsbook.
This ain't one of them, Timmy.
It's not the show, it's a spot. All October, we're watching our football team on Saturdays and the tailgate buffet.
Ooh, Mikey likey. Plus, they've got the 3 apps for $12 deal, and you can beat the crowds and reserve a table.
Yes, do that at HollywoodColumbus.com. And we got a special offer this month. Become a new member of our rewards program on the ESPN Penn Play app and get a $20 dining credit.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
All your favorite fan shows are on YouTube, along with those fake YouTube ads like Chew This Gum and It Grows New Teeth. Experience the splendor of Bo sitting in his closet, Timmy Hall's gouty gold chains, and Matty Ice wearing a coat in 90-degree weather. It's all there. Head to YouTube and subscribe today.
Fraud in government is a crime, and it robs taxpayer dollars. I'm Ohio Auditor of State Keith Faber, and my job is to catch people that lie, cheat, and steal, report suspicious behavior, and help stop fraud. Learn the red flags, speak up, and protect your tax dollars by calling 1-866-FRAUD-OH.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state. The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at onnradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is, fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Another beautiful dry day ahead for us with our temperatures getting into the low 80s. A few more high clouds, so skies will be mostly sunny. And then for tonight, those clouds will linger overnight with our lows in the 50s. For Friday, we end the work week with mostly sunny skies and highs getting in the mid to low 80s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
If you haven't thought about Buckeye football today, I'm sorry to tell you that you're dead. Our condolences. You're home of the Buckeyes, the Fan. First Friday miracles are always better with Uncle Bo. This is Bishop and Friends.
Indeed it is, and we are proudly brought to you and sponsored by our great friends at Diamond Solar, your true jeweler for over 78 years. All right, back to the mailbag we go. This one from Kenny. The subject is, please help. What is targeting? Hey guys, loyal listener, really enjoy the show. Oh, well, that's very nice. I appreciate that. All right, so he more nice things to say of us. Here's the main part of it here. Okay, on to business. In the OT, Oregon at Penn State, number 24 drills an Oregon receiver. Watch it. I thought that was targeting, and I watched the replay over and over, and I'm thinking that's an obvious target. I have no skin. I'm a buck. So when they don't call targeting, I said to my blonde, LOL, I don't know what targeting really is anymore. Seriously. I go back to the 2019 college football playoff when we were dominating Clemson. Sean Wade gets hit the targeting call on Trevor Lawrence. Changed the whole complexion of the game. It was targeting, so was 12-31-22 during the 23 college football playoff when Javon Bullard took Marvin out of the game. It wasn't targeting. What is then? Once again, we're dominating. Go away to ESPN's commercial fix. Come back, and all of a sudden we're kicking a field goal. I thought the whole idea was to protect the kids. Please fix. By the way, I'm with you, Bo. Shut the commies out, as in Notre Dame. Join the Big Ten snobs. Cole, have a great week, guys. Okay, so I don't know what it is either. I was watching when this play happened. They said because his helmet didn't come into contact with the crown of the opposing player's helmet that it was a face mask to face mask. It wasn't. It's tricky. I don't know what it is either. I wish I had some more concrete way to help you, but I don't, because I don't know what it. I know it when I see it, and sometimes when I see it, they don't call it, and sometimes when I think I see it, they do. So it's hard to know exactly what it is. So I think that's a good email.
Producer in me, as soon as you read the subject line, I was like, we don't have enough time in the segment. Like I instantly thought about like where we are time wise in the hour and how much time we have on this program. Like there's no time.
Targeting.
There's no time.
It does seem like every week there's a different interpretation, and one play that's targeting one week isn't the next. And
all of these, this is the issue. I mean, football has this. It's a problem. So many of the rules are completely subjective. Like offensive pass interference, defensive pass, all that stuff. Like it's all like, what does it look like to me? I think the catch is the one that if I could fix one, it would be catch.
Try to do the baseball conversation we had where like you're explaining to a 3-year-old.
It's tough. This one from Stuart. My guess is Stuart is not from around here. His subject is the Ryder Cup. He writes, ole, 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 ole. I believe that one is for the good guys. Best wishes. I'm a big fan. Yeah.
You can't even say anything.
There's nothing.
No, they won. They won pretty easily. There has been it does seem like I'm hoping that there is some conversation around behavior at the Ryder Cup going forward. It seems like there's been some positive conversation about, look, there's a line and we clearly went way across it. I had no idea that they employed somebody to start those chants.
Wasn't it Coach O?
On a mic?
Oh.
Like on a microphone? Like starting those chants?
How about let's just be better at all sporting events?
Yeah, just be.
It's a poor reflection on how.
What are we doing?
Royal U's behaving.
One of my kind of go-to lines is, "It's never good to be drunk in public." Just isn't. Like, control yourself, handle it. You're grown men and women
in public.
It's the great Ron White line. I wasn't drunk in public until you pulled me out of the bar.
You threw me into public.
That's right. Such a great one. This one is from Buckeye John. He writes, listening to the Friday as a podcast, seemed like every loud stadium was designed with acoustics in mind. Can we put some kind of overhead awning around the top of D-deck to reflect some sound back into the stadium? Not rain protection, sound reflection. I wonder what it would cost. He then writes, in Today News, the University of Michigan announced that they are officially changing the name of the football team to Michigan FC and clarified that it's not football club as in soccer. The FC stands for effing cheaters because they are, and proud of it.
Scotty Phoenix on the YouTube channel, love that.
He loves that. I'll tell you, I think Ohio Stadium's plenty loud. I just think that Ohio Stadium has a lot of folks who don't want to yell for the whole game. And that's usually what happens. We're a little spoiled. For a massive game, though, like the Texas game, most people I talked to who were at that game said it was the loudest environment they've ever heard.
Couldn't even hear whistles on the sidelines.
I think the difference in who's broadcasting makes such the difference, right? UW sounded great because it's a CBS thing. I think when you go to Fox, and this is one of many issues with Fox, they don't make the atmosphere part of the broadcast. The atmosphere is just there. They make their guys and the action on the field part of the broadcast. ESPN and to a lesser extent CBS put the microphones so that you can hear the atmosphere because they, I think, have a better understanding that that's what makes it so special.
I think you hit on something that I think a lot of people don't realize because you just get used to watching games. You don't even think about it. But next time you watch a big noon game, pay attention for the crowd noise and think about how little you hear of it. And then juxtapose that to something at 3:30 or tonight, it's this Saturday at 7:30. Because NBC will use the crowd noise too. The broadcast, the traditional old school broadcast guys, they usually use the crowd noise quite a bit, and Fox doesn't.
As someone who sets up live sporting broadcasts sometimes, I don't think you can ever have too much crowd noise. Unless you can't hear your announcers, you can never have too much.
And I always felt from a TV play-by-play.
Net sound, baby.
Yeah, from a TV color play-by-play, less is more. I always think, like, what did Pat Summerall do? Aikman, Irvin, touchdown, Cowboys, crowd noise.
Let the moment capture itself.
Yeah. This one from Nate. I tell you what, I get so many of these. I probably get 5 a week with some version of this. The subject, camp song replacement. But what's been stated pretty clearly since football season started, the camp song is clearly not landing with the fans, and there's been many suggestions. You said many times that the crowd needs to know the lyrics, and one day it becomes clear to me that the song that needs to be is Ice Ice Baby by Vanilla Ice. Basically, everyone knows the lyrics. It's catchy as hell. Laugh all you want, but if those are the prerequisites to the song, it nails it.
He knew that we were going to laugh at this.
That's pretty good.
Good job by that.
Would everybody know it?
Yes. I think so.
You'd have to be 40 to know it. Everybody under 40 would know it. I don't know about, like, the graybeards.
It's no.
Easy. I got a gray beard over here.
So do I. The full graybeards. I don't know if they would get it entirely. But he's right in that I even thought about, like, one that I would be very... What is the song that you would be very confident that every single person in that place would know? And the one that I kept coming back to was, I do think everybody there would know Friends in Low Places. And the one thing you get with that is, that's the Ohio against the world thing, right? So you could kind of maybe play into that a little bit. Obviously, Garth has nothing to do with Ohio, but I don't think it has to be. I don't know that Mr. Brightside has anything to do with Michigan. And I got Fox on Big Noon saying, what's the better tradition, jump around at Wisconsin or Mr. Brightside at Michigan? I'm like, Mr. Brightside's been around for what, 6-7 years? What are you talking about? Tradition.
Wait, who asked this?
Fox did.
Oh.
Fox's college football. What's the better tradition? Jump around or Mr. Brightside?
From the folks that brought big or white out at noon is the same as white out at night comes what's the better college football tradition question.
None of this matters because we're going to force you to love camp.
Those poor guys taking
Camp
strays.
Right. It's not camp's
It's not
fault.
their
They
fault.
just wrote and performed a song.
Yeah.
It just
And we
doesn't
need a
fit
sing-along,
with,
but
and I don't
nobody
think
knows it.
When they were writing it and performing it, they thought, oh, yeah, football.
This is going to go in Ohio Stadium. Imagine their excitement of it's going in Ohio Stadium, and then all the strays they've taken because nobody knows the song. It's not their fault. Last one, this from Mike. I'm a man, I'm 50. Good morning, Bo. Love the show. Been listening for a number of years now. Enjoys the insightful takes from all of us and the regular group of friends. So I appreciate all the compliments. And then he writes, I want to share with you that I'm turning 50 this November, and as a surprise, my second daughter bought the two of us tickets to Ohio State, Minnesota this weekend. She did the big reveal last night, and when I got home from my side hustle as a local high school lacrosse cross-country coach here in Kansas City, we will fly out Friday evening, immerse ourselves in Columbus on Saturday, take in the game of the shoe, then head home on Sunday. I grew up in Marion. Went to school at Texas A&M and then had a 22-year career in the Army. Thank you for that. Before landing here in Northwest Missouri. While I've had a rich set of experiences in my life so far, Ohio and Ohio State still hold a special treasured place in my heart. My daughter knows this, and by the way, she's a big Buckeye fan too. This will be her second game in the shoe. Decided to mark one of her dad's milestone birthdays with time with him, purchased with her own money. I don't know what I did to deserve that or to be so blessed to come home for a little while and see my beloved Buckeyes in person. Anyway, just wanted to share and validate what you so often express about how special a place Columbus and Ohio State is, as well as encourage you to keep up the good work. Your listeners appreciate you and all that you do for the Buckeye Nation. Sincerely, Mike. Mike, enjoy it, brother. Thank you for your service. Thank you for raising a daughter that's doing stuff like this. I mean, that's big time, man. That, as a parent, that humbles you. I mean, that just moves me, man, to hear a kid who's like, this is what I want to do with dad, is spend time with him, and I'm going to take care of the tickets. Awesome. Great job. And, yeah, it's a place unto itself.
Can we ask for a follow-up email next week?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Want to hear the experience. Want to hear what you did Friday night. Want to know what you did Saturday.
Yeah.
To, experience the city and the tailgating before that 7:30 kick.
The place is still for all of its warts, it's still such a cathedral. And if you're not moved walking into it, if you're from here or you spent time here, I can't help you. I can't help you. It's still that special. We'll get into some NFL conversation. Jordan Dajani going to join us coming up next in 2 minutes. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Another summer has ended, and you may have noticed that your energy is lower, your workouts aren't as productive, perhaps you aren't sleeping as well and feel foggy all the time, maybe even your sex drive is off. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if you're experiencing some or all of these symptoms, it's likely you have low testosterone. And if that's what's going on with you, don't wait. You need to call us at Tri-State Men's Health and get treated for your low T, because living with low testosterone is no way to live. With our low T treatments, if you're like most guys, your life will change considerably. Improved sleep, better energy, greater gains in the gym, better mental clarity, and your sex drive will likely improve as well. Plus, most men see these results in just a few weeks. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes PSA and T-test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices in the tri-state area to serve you.
As part of our 2025 Commitment to Community initiative, Newman Roofing is proud to recognize individuals going above and beyond to make a difference for people of all abilities. This week, we would like to honor Jessica Komajati. Jessica has made an impact by being a Special Olympic Ohio Fit 5 advocate and youth leader, as well as a Buddy Walk committee member. This Down Syndrome Awareness Month, Newman Roofing is proud to partner with 10 TV and The Fan in our commitment to the community.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
One of the biggest reasons people get new windows, Wilson, is that old windows make for an uncomfortable house with crazy high roller coaster energy bills.
Leslie, people love being uncomfortable on roller coasters. The ups, the downs, the gurgling in your stomach because you had 5 corn dogs before getting on.
Did that happen to you, Wilson?
What? No.
Get the windows that can completely change the look and feel of your home at PellaColumbus.com.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for over 75 years. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
If you say something with enough confidence, it must be true. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
All right, let's get smarter on the NFL side of things. Joining us on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline, Jordan Dajani covering the NFL at CBS. Jordan, thank you so much for taking the time and joining us on the program today. What is your favorite story as we are nearing the quarter pole of the NFL season?
Oh, man, there's a lot of them. Indiana Jones with Daniel Jones and the Indianapolis Colts, and their resurgence has been certainly one of my favorite. I think one of the more interesting ones probably has to be the fall of the Baltimore Ravens. I mean, they're 1-3 entering Week 5, and this was a team seemingly everyone, including myself, picked to win the Super Bowl this year. So they've really gotten behind the 8 ball to start off the year. Lamar Jackson is going to miss at least this week. It's going to be interesting to see if they can rebound.
Jordan, let's stay in Baltimore for a second. Their losses are to really good teams, right? I mean, it's Buffalo and it's the Lions, it's Kansas City. They're to really good teams, but the injury thing is really concerning. And I think the one thing that I'm not sure anybody saw coming with them was how ineffective their defense was. Because I'm like you, I thought there were 2 teams this season from a roster standpoint that really I had no notes on. It was them and Philly. Can they get how big of a hole, I guess, can they dig here?
No, it's a good question. And yeah, to your point, we knew that the Ravens were starting off the season against some really nice opponents, right? The Buffalo Bills, the Kansas City Chiefs. But this defense is allowing the most points per game, the second most yards per game this season. They have 0 pass rush. They can't stop the run. They have obviously struggled against the pass as well. But you asked a really good question, because with the Ravens, the season is not over, right? With the AFC North and the status of that division right now, there's absolutely a chance they can bounce back. The thing is that the Ravens, just in recent history, have had things work out for them where they've been hosting the AFC Championship, for example, and they've been unable to get over the hump. So now that they're behind the 8 ball early in the season, what are the chances that Lamar Jackson is finally going to play the best playoff football of his career, and that they're healthy enough to beat a team like the Buffalo Bills or the Kansas City Chiefs? So there's a great reason entering this year to doubt the Ravens. And now I feel like there's even more reason to doubt the Ravens just to see what's going to happen moving forward.
Yeah, I'm with you, and it looks like Buffalo's going to have that. You look at Buffalo's schedule; they might not lose until December.
Right.
As for Indy, let's talk about them for a minute, because one of the things that we've seen here in recent years is that teams have bailed on quarterbacks. Sometimes it felt like it was inevitable, and sometimes it felt like sometimes it's the players and sometimes it's the team. But in recent years, we've had Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, and now Daniel Jones. 72% of his passes. Throws for 1,000 yards so far, 270 a game, 4 touchdowns, 2 picks, and they're winning. It's interesting. I actually thought in the loss to the Rams, I was more impressed with them almost than in their previous successes, if that makes sense, because they really should have won the game if they just, hold on to the ball as they cross the end zone line. They're very real, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. And you don't want to get me started on the quarterback conversation around the NFL. I mean, go look at the first-round pick hit rate with quarterbacks. It's not very good. But a lot of times those guys go off to different situations like Baker Mayfield or Geno Smith or Sam Darnold and find success. I go back to very quickly something Kevin O'Connell said, I think it was last year. Right? It's like the golden rule for me. He basically said that organizations will fail young quarterbacks before young quarterbacks fail organizations. And that's something that the NFL is really going to have to learn the hard way, and I don't know when that trend is going to change. But yeah, sorry for my tangent.
I think you're 100% right. I agree with you 100%. Yeah.
Regarding the Colts, I think that you can make the argument. I think most people would make the argument right now. I don't know how solid I am in it yet, but they are the most talented team in the AFC South, which a lot of people did not see coming. Daniel Jones is not doing anything spectacular in my mind, but he's doing the things Anthony Richardson could not. He's hitting open wide receivers. He's running the offense. He's getting the ball out quickly. He's making some plays with his legs. And as soon as you start doing that, it takes pressure off of your offensive line. It takes pressure off arguably the best running back in the NFL with Jonathan Taylor. It makes life easier for your wide receivers and your star rookie tight end. It makes life easier for your defense as well. So all of a sudden, the Colts look like a team that can absolutely make the playoffs. And this is what Chris Ballard and Shane Steichen envisioned happening with the Colts. If we could just get a quarterback who's not Tom Brady but can just simply run our offense and stay on the field and do what we ask of him, we can be a playoff team. And that's what we're seeing come to fruition.
Yeah, and the other thing I think you see as an organization is you see the value of being a playoff team. You're not entitled to be a Super Bowl champion. Those are really hard. But if you start to go to the bottom for too long, your fan base will turn on you. And I think that goes to that quarterback conversation, the tangent you had there, where these teams now are so quick to pivot off of quarterbacks. Some of that's the contracts that are no longer in place, back to the Darnold years Sam Bradford and Matt Stafford, where they got that guaranteed money right away. They don't have much skin in the game. They can pivot off of them quickly, but sometimes in doing so, they're making these critical errors. And it's almost like if you don't have Peyton Manning draft number 1 overall, then what's the point in having a season? Well, it seems like the middle class maybe is coming back in the NFL, where there's value in chasing the playoffs and winning your division.
It's crazy because we know that the quarterback is the most important position in football, and that's what you turn your attention to, and that's what you want to start off and hopefully have a playmaker like C.J. Stroud or Jaden Daniels that can take you to the playoffs in year one. But how sustainable is that? C.J. Stroud doesn't look like a star right now. Jaden Daniels hasn't looked like a star. It really comes down to team building and creating an infrastructure, whether that's the offensive line, your weaponry, your defense that can support a quarterback, whether that be a veteran or rookie. But, it's a catch-22 because if we're talking about teams moving off quarterbacks too quickly, no one was crying when the Jets moved on from Sam Darnold, right? Like, there's a point where you have to win games if you want to keep your job in the NFL. That's the job of a general manager. That's the job of a head coach. So it's tough. There's a lot of growing pains that come with supporting and trying to develop a young quarterback. And that's why the infrastructure and what's around him is so damn important.
It is. It's critical. It's as critical as their talent. I really believe it. I've seen it firsthand. Speaking of a team that I see firsthand, the Cleveland Browns, they make the switch to Dylan Gabriel this week. What do you make of the timing of it?
I don't understand it. You're going to have to explain it to me. We're talking about a team that has some injuries on the offensive line, that just lost one of their starting wide receivers. You're going overseas to play a team that's already remaining overseas for the past 2 weeks, who has the most aggressive defensive coordinator in the NFL with Brian Flores. It seems like a really tough spot for Dylan Gabriel. I understand that Joe Flacco has not been a revelation for the Browns, right? He ranks bottom 2 among qualifying quarterbacks in completion percentage, yards per attempt, attempt, touchdown, interception, passer rating, all those things. But watching him against the Lions, I just saw him suffer behind a really bad offensive line. So if I had to make an argument as to why it's happening now, if I had to play devil's advocate against myself, I would say maybe Kevin Stefanski realizes the turmoil of the offensive line and he wants a quarterback to come in and just get the ball out quickly. And that's what Dylan Gabriel has specialized in during his time at Oregon. And I think that's kind of what we're going to see in what is going to be the lowest scoring game of all time potentially in the NFL, given the Vikings' injuries on the offensive line too. But Browns quarterbacks, they're 0-16 in their first career starts since the team returned to the NFL in 1999. And if it weren't for the Tennessee Titans, the Browns would definitely have the worst offense in the NFL.
Yeah, I think you nailed why. It's that get it out quick, and maybe they can move the pocket a little bit just because they can't protect at anything with what's going on at offensive tackle. And really, that's an issue around the league. Just when an offensive lineman goes down, these teams are just decimated. Jordan, I'll get you out of here on this one. Cincinnati and the spot they're in. I'm quick to remind people that in 2023, Jake Browning was actually pretty dang effective as a backup quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals. It hasn't gone well in his starts so far. 3 of their 4 starts this year, they have less than 200 yards of total offense. They're trying to wait to the point where Burrow comes back. Will they be relevant when he does? And if not as currently constructed, what should they do?
No, I feel like it's kind of a lost year. They're the only team in the Super Bowl era with fewer than 55 rushing yards in each of the first 4 games of the season. Their total yards margin is negative 770. They've been outscored by 63 points in just their past 2 games without Joe Burrow. When Joe Burrow went down, I actually made the argument that I know that Jake Browning kind of had this fun little stretch a couple years ago, but this season is so important for the Bengals for 2 different reasons. One is I don't know how exactly where Zach Taylor stands with the organization, if he's on the hot seat or not. But number 2, this is going to be likely the last season you have Trey Hendrickson on your roster as well. They kind of went all in for this season. So I thought it might have been beneficial for them to just say, Browning was fun for 1 year, but let's go out and get Kirk Cousins or maybe someone like Jameis Winston who's a bit more fun to push the ball down the field. They decided not to. They're rolling with Jake Browning, and I feel like it could be too little too late because, you know, my opinion on the matter was that Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase had to perform at MVP levels if this team wanted to make the postseason this year. Now Joe Burrow's gone, and I don't think there's an option, whether it's Kirk, Jameis, or Jake Browning, that can perform up to half of the level, half of the production that Joe Burrow brought to the table, that Cincinnati can rebound and make the postseason. Unfortunately, I feel like it's a lost year.
Yeah, I think you're right. Man, really enjoyed this. Thank you so much for your time and lending us a little bit of it today.
Absolutely. Anytime, guys. Thank you.
All right, there he goes. Jordan Dajani covering the NFL at CBS Sports on the Brian Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. We'll do a little thing or not a thing up next. Bishop and Friends right here on the Fan.
Winners of the prestigious Platinum Microphone Award every year, given to the best radio station in the world. No need to look it up. It's real. The Fan.
Picture this. You're halfway through a DIY car fix and boom, you're missing a part. It's okay because whatever it is, it's on eBay and it's guaranteed to fit every time. eBay, things people love.
Go, go, go!
Fox tonight takes you to hell and back.
Let's go!
First, an all-new Hell's Kitchen has
the Battle of the States.
Who will make their hometown proud.
Good luck on that one.
Then, Special Forces goes deep.
You're going underwater in an aircraft.
This is one of my biggest fears.
You will potentially die.
These celebrities will learn why it's called the world's toughest test.
She's unconscious.
Get a dive position! Come here, come on, girl, breathe.
Tonight, starting at 8 on Fox 28.
At the end of the day, the sun sets on Central Ohio, but stories are still unfolding. Every voice, every neighborhood, every question that still needs answers. Fox 28 News at 10 is there in the quiet moments and at the turning points, digging deeper, finding solutions, lifting up the communities that shape who we are. At the end of the day, you deserve a team that's on your side. Fox 28 News at 10, always on your side.
You've heard about the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. Yeah, that's an old one. My dad told that one to me. But when it's your real feet, it's not a game. It's awful. Hey, it's Anthony. I had pain in my feet and my lower back, so I went to the Good Feet store and got the support I needed in my shoes that changed the game for me. I went in and they personally fit me for arch supports that would be perfect for my feet. The fitting process is simple. They ask the right questions about exactly what I was experiencing and the lifestyle I want to be able to live. They professionally measured my feet and arch size, and before I knew it, I was wearing my new arch supports home. Get back to living the life you love with the Good Feet store. For more than 30 years, they've taken great pleasure in helping thousands discover the comfort they've been dreaming of. I'm a customer. I have their 3-step system put into all of my shoes. Get professionally fitted at the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway or Stringtown Road in Grove City. Learn more at goodfeet.com.
Hey friends, Beamer here. Did your doctor just add another medication to that long list? Maybe for blood pressure, cholesterol, type 2 diabetes? You ask him how you're going to get off of it? Well, the answer is going to be losing weight. But you already knew that. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
With business banking, Tell Ohio Credit Union takes it personally. It's why they are the #1 SBA lender among Ohio credit unions. You are a member, not a number. That's the Tell Ohio difference. Visit tellohio.org/business.
Certain restrictions apply. Tell Ohio is open to all in Central and Southwestern Ohio. Federally insured by NCUA.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use, now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary. All your favorite and least favorite fan shows are available wherever you get your podcasts. Just type in 971 The Fan to the search bar and hit that subscribe button. It's free.
We're the land of the free and the home of the sunburnt, freckled fat guy.
Do it now.
Get Eco.
Hey, Aaron, I invented a way to make sure people's furnaces are safe.
Do you test high temperature, flame rollout, flame limit, and flame proofing?
Yeah, no one wants to set their house on fire.
Do you inspect the heat exchanger?
Yeah, no one wants a house full of carbon monoxide.
We already do all that for just $89.
Yeah, but my price is just $88.
Okay, so $88 will be the new price for a furnace safety check.
Get Eco.
I also invented a cool new name for it.
Okay.
I call it the Super Safety Check.
What makes it super?
Well, it costs $1 less, and it has super in the name.
Should I start calling you Super Jerry?
The Super Jerry Super Safety Check. I like it.
Get Eco to safety check your furnace.
Or, for $1 less, you can get the Super Jerry Super Safety Check.
Get Eco.
Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Airflow Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Drink recommendations, movie reviews, sports discussion, and whatever the hell Reeser does. This is Bishop and Friends.
A guy named Jordan Acker, who is a regent at the University of Michigan, with this from last night, just seeing it. Jay Book retweeted it. Good job out of him. I believe selling off Michigan's precious public university assets would betray our responsibility to students and taxpayers. I will firmly oppose any such effort, and I hope colleagues at Michigan State and Ohio State will stand with me as well. So that tells me, by the way, he didn't mention Penn State.
Good.
So,
well, not good about Penn State, but good about Michigan State, Ohio State joining in that fight.
Yeah. All right. Time for a little thing or not a thing.
Thing or not a thing.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus. Find your next grill and everything you need for the master griller. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
The Ohio State men's basketball team held their media day yesterday. Speaking with reporters, head coach Jake Diebler admitted he didn't watch the NCAA tournament's early rounds last season. From Adam Jardy, quote, "It made me sick. I don't know how else to put it. Disappointed, certainly, and the wound was fresh." The head coach of Team 127 also told reporters his first season in Columbus, quote, "was like getting a doctorate in coaching. You anticipate adversity, but I don't think anyone could anticipate all the stuff we went through. I'm not afraid to stand up here and say I'm a better coach now than I was last year," end quote. Thing or not a thing?
Look, I love the Diebler family, all of them, great people. This line, though, people who were critical of this hire, this is the line where he talks about it being a doctorate in coaching. You anticipate adversity, but I don't think anyone could anticipate it all as a staff that we went through. He's a better coach now than he was. And the criticism of the hire at the time was, should Ohio State be a place where you learn on the job? Or should you have had to go somewhere else and figure it out? Now, there's plenty of places who hire assistants. We hired an assistant who'd never been a head coach on the football side, and that worked out very, very well. So that's the criticism of it. In terms of not watching the games or whatever, yeah, I'm sure he didn't. but they got to get there this year. And to me, they got to be, we'll have to talk. We got to get a better handle on what the expectations for that team is and how we're going to judge them. I mean, it feels like NCAA tournament is a minimum requirement, but then is there more to it than even that?
I don't know if there's more to it than that, but they do have to make the NCAA tournament. And listen, this was the thing, right? Like, I've always said this. The CEO at Nationwide, the first company he ran wasn't Nationwide. Ohio State is Nationwide, or any other big company you want. It is hard to have a first-time head coach at this university. Look at Ryan Day. There were a lot of struggles. And now, would you change it? No, I don't think you would change it, but there were a lot of struggles getting to where you've gotten. And listen, Ryan had Mark Pantoni, Voltolini, Marotti, all those guys there left over from Urban helping him out. Jake kind of did this on his own and brought in his own staff and everything, and there was a lot that happened with that team last year with their guys that came in and transferred that they thought were going to be here. Aaron Bradshaw's gone now. Michi's gone now. Sean Stewart's gone now. All of that stuff. So I'm very excited to see this team. I like some of the pieces they brought in. And I'll tell you what, it sounds like a name to watch for this team this year is freshman Amari Bynum, because that's all anybody talked about yesterday.
Yeah, it sounds like he's going to be a good one. By the way, Bake, you just showed how spoiled we are as Buckeye fan. You said Ryan Day had a lot of struggles. He was 20-2 the first 2 years. 14-0 in the conference.
True. But there was that top 5 team thing and that Michigan
I know.
thing.
No. I but it's just like our perception of a lot of struggles. Like,
we are definitely spoiled on the football side of things.
Pretty good.
Sticking with college basketball, I found this in a file marked "Nobody Asked For." Yahoo Sports saying executives are, quote, inching closer to an agreement to expand the NCAA tournament to 76 teams with a 12-game opening round played at 2 sites starting in 26-27. And that's Ross Dellinger of Yahoo Sports with that. Thing or not a thing?
Yeah, they're going to do it because they're going to try to get more money out of their television partners. Everybody's trying to find money. Look, I could do the very stereotypical thing here and say, get off my lawn, the NCAA tournament's perfect. But the reality is that adding to the 68, going from 64 to 68, didn't really affect my life at all. Adding 12 more teams isn't going to affect my life at all. I'm not going to be locked into these games. I'm not watching the play-in games unless Ohio State's in them. I'm not Jake Reimer watching every game that's played. I mean,
a true psychopath.
Yeah, wake me up when it's Thursday and of the NCAA tournament. Then I'll be locked in unless the Buckeyes are in it. Other than that, or the beloved Montana State Bobcats. Other than that, I don't care about them. We'll get there when we get there. I do think if you're going to do this and you're going to expand this thing to 78 or whatever they want to go to, that should be made up entirely of Power 4 teams on the bubble. I don't need to see. I don't need to see Florida A&M playing in that game. I don't need to see Montana State playing in that game. I don't need to see any Lipscomb. None of those teams need to be playing in those games. Those teams go to the tournament. You go Power 5 bubble in the expanded playoff.
And those teams earned it, right, by winning their conference. So don't do that to them. That
has to matter.
Speaking of Reimer, he's so excited to have the night shift with the baby this year so he can stay up and watch Pac-12 after dark.
Oh, my God.
He's so excited for that.
He's on paternity leave cranking out basketball content.
Like
he had Amari Bynum stuff on the fans' Instagram yesterday.
He can't help himself.
No.
He's got a sickness. Listen, I understand that, though. That's how I am with the Jackets. But I hate this. If anything, you should reduce the number of teams. We know they're not. Just go ahead and throw them all in. Why not?
Yeah.
Who cares about the regular season? Everybody in the NCAA tournament. Let's go.
They're trying to do that with football. Why stop?
Gosh.
Speaking of football, the Seattle Seahawks host the Buccaneers Sunday at 4:05. Both starting quarterbacks in that game were with the Carolina Panthers at one point in the 2022 season. On Thursday, Buccaneers quarterback Baker Mayfield was asked about it.
Reminisce about the good old days in Carolina? What are you talking about?
Reminisce about what days?
Good old days in Carolina?
Oh, nope. No, we don't.
Thing or not a thing?
Defensive end Baker Mayfield, reminiscent about those days.
Playing linebacker at practice.
Let's play a quick game called what if the Carolina Panthers kept one of them? Either one. What if they just would have kept one of them? This is what they gave the Chicago Bears for the right to draft Bryce Young. Okay, DJ Moore, he's pretty good. Be nice to have him as a Carolina Panther. 2023 first-round pick, 9th overall, that was used to select Darnell Wright. 2023 second-round pick was used to select Tyreek Stevenson. 2004 number 1 overall, the Bears used it to select Caleb Williams. Would imagine the bounty they could have got if they traded out of that. And the 2005 second. You people want to come at the Browns for Baker, and even Baker's admitted the Browns thing, like, he had a lot of growing up to do. That thing, there was a lot going on there behind the scenes that people are starting to get a clue about, but there's even more. And same thing with Darnold with the Jets. Okay, fine. But Carolina had both of them. And if they just would have saw the talent or the ability in either one, their whole operation could have been they could be the Tampa Bay Bucks right now. It's not that far-fetched.
It is pretty crazy to think about that they had both of these guys on their roster, and now they're both starting for other teams. And obviously, what Darnold did in Minnesota last year was to see what he does in Seattle yet is still wait to be determined. And what Baker has done in Tampa Bay is just crazy. Carolina just seems to be an organization that's in disarray and been in disarray for a little while now. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's an interesting. It's one of those what ifs, right? There's a lot of what ifs in sports, and man, if they could have picked the right one that would have worked there, it sure could have changed the outcome of their franchise right now.
Yeah, there's no doubt. There's no doubt about it.
I guess
you got time for one more.
You want to do the Kyler Murray stuff? Because it's, I think, safe to say that the Arizona Cardinals are getting a win Sunday. They host the Titans at 4:05. On Tuesday, they unveiled plans for a new state-of-the-art training facility that's going to open in 2028. Kyler Murray was asked about his reaction to seeing those plans during a press conference yesterday.
What do you mean? Was my reaction? It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah. Hope Well, I don't know what's coming out, but hope I'm here to see it.
The 28-year-old Murray has his current deal run through the 2027 season. The Cardinals have a $34 million option on the 2028 year. Thing or not a thing?
Did you read that as him worried that they're not going to bring him back, or did you read that as I might want to go somewhere else?
They're not going to. I didn't think about it from that standpoint, because I read it as I hope they bring me back.
That's what I would. Yeah, my guess is he views it the other way, but yeah.
It's funny, I hadn't heard that audio, but as it was going there in the first few seconds, I'm like, I wonder if he'll be there to enjoy it. And then he, said the elephant. And yeah, I would think it's there because I don't know where he's going to go and start, quite frankly, if he gets booted from there.
He's such a choice to have a quarterback like that. You have to build everything for what he does, which is a lot to ask. We'll attempt to beat the house. Coming up next, Bishop and Friends, right here on The Fan.
All the Ohio State conversation you can handle. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
Your Ohio State flagship station. The Fan.
Children with Down syndrome in Central Ohio need your support. Join 10TV, Newman Roofing, and the Down Syndrome Association of Central Ohio Sunday, October 5th for the 2025 Buddy Walk. Join thousands of participants as we come together to celebrate the uniqueness and resiliency of the Down syndrome community. Your participation and donations directly support programs and services for people with Down syndrome and their families. Together we can make a meaningful impact and pave the way for a more inclusive future. Sunday, October 5th for the 2025 Buddy Walk.
Don't miss the Right Rug Flooring Outlet Super Sale. Save up to 80% on truckloads of floors and more, including tile starting at 19 cents a square foot, and a massive selection of carpet, luxury vinyl, laminate, and hardwood, even installation supplies. Everything you need for your next project. Save up to 80% during the Right Rug Flooring Outlet Super Sale on Poth Road in Whitehall. Hurry, the Outlet Super Sale ends September 30th. Dealers welcome.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just one cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 in monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
This Hall of Fame moment takes a look at a Reds team that started strong and never looked back. In 1990, an opening day win put the Reds on top of their division, a spot they would hold the entire season. 91 wins would give them the West Division crown and an NLCS date with Pittsburgh. After dropping the opener at home, the Reds took 3 of the next 4 and returned to Riverfront for Game 6, leading 3-2.
Myers an out away, a strike away, working to Don Slaught with a 2-2 pitch. Here it comes, and he struck him out swinging. And the 1990 National League Championship belongs to the Cincinnati Reds.
In the first inning of Game 1 of the World Series against the Oakland A's, Reds fans had a sense that the magical wire-to-wire season was far from over.
The pitch is swung on, a high, deep drive to center field. It may go, it will. Home run. Eric Davis explodes the first pitch thrown by Dave Stewart.
After 2 wins at home, it was on to Oakland and a dominating Game 3 win. Game 4 saw the A's take a 1-run lead early and hold it until the Reds scored 2 in the 8th. With 1 out in the 9th, Jose Rijo gave way to nasty boy Randy Myers to close it out.
Pitch is hit in the air, foul, off first, Benzinger backing and calling, and the 1990 World Championship belongs to the Cincinnati Reds.
The Hall of Fame moment is brought to you by Western and Southern Financial Group. Put their financial strength behind you. Visit westernsouthern.com.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this.
Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you could turn that $200 into something bigger when you bet on money line, spread, totals, player props.
$200 in bonus bets when new customers bet $5. I know where I'm going to bet from now on. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Nothing beats a cold one on game day. Lately, I've been grabbing Go Brewing. It's a non-alcoholic craft beer that actually tastes like beer, and you can snag it right now at Kroger in Columbus. Check it out next time you're in the beer aisle. Go Brewing at Kroger, and visit gobrewing.com/thefan for a special BOGO offer.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
I love Right Pack Credit Union because they're solution driven.
I feel valued as a member.
They're focused on the latest technology and the personal connections.
Experience benefits that go beyond banking with Right Pack Credit Union. Just ask our actual members.
I definitely recommend Right Pack to all my family and friends as a credit union of choice.
Visit one of our Columbus area Right Pack Credit Union member centers near you. Based on individual members' experiences, results may vary.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Good morning. I'm Eric Reeser. Week 5 in the NFL starts tonight in Los Angeles. The Rams host the 49ers at 8:15. Hear that game on the Fan following the Buckeye Show. Mac Jones goes tonight for the Niners. Brock Purdy still out with a turf toe. Week 5 continues Sunday in London as the Browns battle the Vikings at 9:30 a.m. Dylan Gabriel will start for Cleveland. You can hear that game on the Fan Sunday morning with coverage at 8 o'clock. In baseball Thursday, the Guardians host the Tigers at 3 p.m. in Game 3 of the AL wildcard. Winner gets the Mariners Sunday in Seattle for Game 1 of the ALDS. 2 other Game 3s in the wild card round today. Cubs host the Padres at 5. The Yankees host the Red Sox at 8. In college basketball, Yahoo Sports says the NCAA is closer to expanding the men's basketball tournament to 76 teams in 2027. And in college football, number 1 Ohio State hosts Minnesota Saturday night at 7:30. The Ryan Day Radio Show comes your way at noon today, right here on the Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Our top men are working on everything except this show. This is Bishop and Friends.
All right, final hour here on a Thursday. Our good buddy Ari Wasserman at On 3 is going to join us at 11:30 on the college football side of things. Time now to attempt to beat the house.
Beat the house.
Sponsored by High Bank Distillery Co. Visit their Grandview, Gahanna, and Westerville locations to experience the best in craft dining and distilling. Learn more at highbankco.com.
So last week, a rough week for you, Eric, as you went 6-10. You are now 28-36 on the season. Bo, despite my best efforts to make you 8-8, you were 10-6 on the week, and you are now 36-28 on.
Wait,
the
I want to be
season.
10-6 too. Can your math be wrong for me?
Whatever you want. You just tell me. I'll make it happen. So this is the first week of the NFL season. We will have some buys as the Falcons, Bears, Packers, and Steelers will all not be playing this week. It gets underway tonight, of course, a little Thursday night football with Al and Kirk. The San Francisco 49ers on the road at the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams are a big favorite, 7.5 points.
Who is playing for the Niners?
Great question.
We know Purdy isn't. We know Bosa isn't. Jennings isn't. Who's left? Right? Like Mac Jones and then who, right? Like, what does this look like? And yet, this is, God, there are so many of these that are 7 and a hook. I cannot stand the 7 and a hooks and what they've done to us. I think it's going to be a backdoor. I think the Rams win this game, but I think the Niners cover. I got the Niners covering. Rams win this game. Late touchdown, meaningless touchdown. Give me the Niners to cover the 7.5.
Yeah, I see it the same way. I also hate all of my picks this week, so take that with a grain of salt. Maybe go with it because I don't like it, and I've been so bad this year. But I think the Rams, it's so comfortable, and the score won't show that, how comfortable Los Angeles wins by. But San Francisco gets in and crushes a lot of people's dreams early for the Week 5 parlay.
Sorry about that. I pulled the cord out of my headphones, so I couldn't hear.
I was about to say, did what I just say make any sense? And that's why you're just like, what did he actually want?
I don't know what you said because my headphone cord was on the ground.
San Francisco
for a minute,
plus 7.5.
I did hear that much at least. 9:30 Sunday morning, an early wake-up call for our guy Tyvis right here on the Fan. The Minnesota Vikings take on the Cleveland Browns at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. The Vikings 3.5-point favorites.
So just real quick, going back to Thursday Night Football, I saw this line in the morning, the Rams minus the 7.5. ESPN Bet has it Rams 8.5 right now.
Perfect.
So
good job to you. I'll take it.
9:30 that game for the Browns and the Vikings. Give me the Browns to cover plus the 3.5.
Yeah, I think they'll play well with Gabriel. I think this is going to be really low scoring, take the air out of it. Minnesota's rush defense, not great. I think Quinshon Judkins, big, and I think Dylan Gabriel will be prepared for the moment. I think he'll get it out quick. Might be a mistake here or there, but I think he'll play very solid. I think you're going to get a little bit of a bump. I would not be surprised if the Browns won, but I think it's within the 3 no matter what, so give me the Browns and I'll take the points.
Let's go to the 1 o'clock games. This one on Fox. The Raiders heading to Indy to take on the Colts. The Colts 6.5-point favorites at home.
There are 4 teams in the National Football League that have a point differential of plus or minus over 40. One of them is the Indianapolis Colts. Newsflash, they're pretty dang good. And I think they're going to show it on Sunday. Give me the Colts. I'll throw the points.
Yeah, the fact that the 6.5 makes me feel better about Indianapolis here, so I'll do the same.
The New York Giants heading to New Orleans to face the Saints on CBS. The Saints, maybe a little bit of a surprise. Home favorite, 1.5 points.
Yeah, just give me the Giants to win here. I don't want to think too much about this game. If you are betting on this game, the hotline, 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is your inmate game of the week. Just unmitigated disaster. Who would ever bet on either one of these teams to do anything? New Orleans has been competitive, though, and they've played hard. And this is kind of maybe their best last chance to win. Maybe Jackson Dart comes back a little bit. I like the Saints. I was impressed how they played hard in Buffalo last week. Give me the Saints to win and cover the 1.5.
Jackson Dart says he remembers that the Saints passed over him in the draft. Okay. We'll this one on Fox, the New York Jets hosting the Dallas Cowboys on the road, though. The Cowboys are the favorites by 2.5.
Dallas's fight in the second half against Green Bay gives you a little bit of pause, and I think their offense is going to sling it all over the place. They'll continue to be effective doing that. The Jets, this stat was the most alarming one, that Justin Fields quarterback teams were 0-25 when the opposition scores 20. I'm going to bet that Dallas is going to score the 20, so that's going to go to 0-26. Give me the Cowboys. I'll throw the 2.5.
I'm going to do the same thing. I did see last week's Cowboys game as kind of like their last stand. Like that was the biggest fight that they'll give in a game this season, and against the Philadelphia Eagles, and all it got them was a tie. Dallas is better than New York, so I see the Cowboys winning by a field goal.
The Nance-Romo game again at 1 o'clock this week. The Broncos head to Philly. They'll battle the Eagles. The Eagles giving 3.5.
Yeah, I wasn't terribly impressed with the Broncos because it was a really listless Bengals operation. They got a short week. They're at Philadelphia. Give me the Eagles here.
Yeah, same. I think Philly's a little bit like Ohio State right now. They know they can win. Just keep winning. We're not worried about margins. We'll just keep winning. We got other things we can pull out. Other tricks we can pull out of our sleeves. I think this is a competitive game, but I like Philly by about 4 or 5, so I'll throw the points.
This might be the grossest game of the week, although the Giants and Saints have something to say about that. The Dolphins in Carolina taking on the Panthers. The Panthers getting 1.5 as the underdog.
Yeah, I'll take home dog all day long, and I think Carolina's that classic yo-yo team, right? Annihilate at home against Atlanta, then get whipped on the road at New England. Now maybe they get a win at home. I just think they're going to go up, down, and I think this is a week they go up.
Yeah, give me the Dolphins here. I just flipped a coin.
I was hoping you would do that. I just split it up a little.
What the hell?
CBS has the Baltimore Ravens hosting the Houston Texans, and the Ravens. This probably doesn't happen much, does it? Home dog? 1.5?
So right now on ESPN Bet, Houston's a 2.5-point favorite.
Okay.
Which makes no sense. Give me the Ravens.
So Cooper Rush is your starting quarterback in Baltimore. Baltimore is 1-3. Their losses are good losses. Their losses are, if there is a such thing, to the Bills, the Lions, and Kansas City. The one thing that they still have is the culture in that place, and they still have Derrick Henry, despite all of the losses on defense, and they are tremendous. Houston does not look right offensively. I don't think they got right against Tennessee, despite the lopsided score. I just can't see Baltimore being 1-4. I think somehow the ghosts of Ed Reed and Ray Lewis and all the rest of them find a way to get a win. So give me Baltimore as home dogs.
Probably because of Cooper Rush there, right?
Yep, for sure.
And Reese, you pick the Ravens as well, right?
Yeah, they have Derrick Henry.
4:05, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Seattle to take on the Seahawks, the former Carolina Panther quarterback bowl. Seahawks giving 3.5 at home.
Long flight. Bake actually has been pretty clutch in the fourth quarter, but he's not playing particularly well. He's only completing about 60% of his passes, but he's been clutch in the fourth quarter. I think Seattle's really good. Full stop. I don't think you need any notes on that. I think they're really good. I think they're going nowhere. I like Seattle covering the 3.5.
I do as well.
The Tennessee Titans head to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. The Cardinals, a big number here. They're giving 7.5.
Like I said, I hated all of my picks this week. Give me Tennessee to cover this.
I think Tennessee's the worst team in football by a pretty decent mile. Got bombed by Houston, who's not playing well last week. Across the country to Arizona. No such luck. I like Arizona big in this one.
I just think they win, but like Arizona's going to win by 6, maybe a touchdown.
Yeah, we'll see.
4:25, the Detroit Lions head to Cincy. They'll take on the Bengals. This should be a big number. The Bengals are getting 10.5.
I think this will resemble the Detroit-Cleveland game from last week, where you can kind of punch in it for about a half, and then it just starts to overwhelm. And I also made a rule last week: if Cincinnati is a dog of 10 or more from here on out, I'm taking the points, because I just don't know that they have it in them to fight back. They're so listless last week. I think it continues even at home. Give me Detroit to cover.
I see it the same way.
Same time, the Commanders out in L.A. taking on the Chargers. The Chargers 2.5-point home favorites.
Baker's boy, Justin Herbert. Go Chargers, go. Because you only need to kick a field goal.
Yeah, I think this is a classic bounce-back game for the Chargers. That was a despicable loss for them against the Giants last week. Now they're back at home. Washington comes to them. Jane Daniels potentially getting his first start in a while. I like the Chargers, and I'll throw the points.
Reese, do you have the over-under in this game?
For Los
Chargers?
Angeles and Washington?
Yes.
It is 48.5.
Because the last time Jaden Daniels and Justin Herbert played each other, it was in college, an Arizona State versus Oregon game, and there were 1,000 points in that game. So 48.5 is a lot, but you might want to take the over. Sunday Night Football, the New England Patriots in Buffalo taking on the Bills, another 7.5-point favorite. The Bills in this case.
I think this is right on it. I just screams Bills 31, New England 24. It just screams that. Bills at night at home, though. I wish I didn't have to give the hook on this, but I will. Give me the Bills, and I'll throw the points.
Yeah, I could see the Bills winning this by 10. And I think it's a good game, and I think there's a lot of fight for New England through 4 quarters. But I think Buffalo's just... I know they didn't cover last week against the Saints, and you're like, well, then why would you pick them against the Patriots? A much better team than New Orleans. But, yeah, the Buffalo at night thing has me thinking Buffalo minus the 7.5 is fine.
All right.
And then, guys, Monday night, we won't pick this now, but the Chiefs are 3.5-point favorites on the road in Jacksonville.
There you go. Coming up next, we will get into the Browns. They are wheels down in London this morning. Dylan Gabriel will be the starter. You'll hear from him in a couple of minutes. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Big voice guy here to remind you that you're listening to The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Okay, thanks. I have 3 more seconds. Bye-bye.
When we started the company, I was absolutely going to build my own plant. We can build a very, very good window and sell it at a reasonable price. And if you buy from a company that is a dealer, they have to order the part from the factory, have it sent, and then schedule a service. I got 500 locks out back. If you need a lock, it'll take me 15 seconds to walk back here and grab one for you.
Visit our showroom today at 4200 Roberts Road.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Runyon from Runyon Dental Group. Are you missing teeth or do you have uncomfortable dentures? Dental implants can not only transform your smile, they can restore your confidence and allow you to eat those foods you love that you've been missing. When I was in my early 30s, I was in a similar situation needing complex dental work and dental implants. I understand all the emotions that you're feeling because I've been the patient and I know that we can help you. Schedule a free consultation today at runyondentalgroup.com. That's runyondentalgroup.com.
You ever feel like your money is just lying around? Switch to Huntington Bank and your money is always doing something.
Like what?
Like automatically pushing more to savings so you can take that trip.
I like trips.
Who doesn't? It even tracks your progress. You're almost there.
Wow, I better pack.
And it charts your spending so you know which vacation hat you can afford.
How does it know I like hats?
Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
Hey, it's Timmy Hall. Looky here, guys. The Grove City Smokin' Hot Wing and Music Fest is back for year 3, Saturday, October 4th at American Nitro. I'm excited. We're talking cold beer, killer wings, live music all day, football on the big screen. It all supports Ghosts of War, helping veterans in need. So veterans and military, you're in free, baby. Get your tickets at americannitro.com/wingfest. Brought to you by The Fan, Columbus Chamber, Martin Painting, T-Mobile, and Greenscapes. Wingfest, flavor, fun, and football. What more do you need?
Bet365 is paying out before the final whistle.
Check out Bet365's unrivaled early payout offer. When you bet on a team to win and they take a 17-point lead, you get paid no matter the final score. Forget the final whistle and start counting that cash. Hold up. You get early payout on parlays, too.
Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply.
Buckeyes, the 2025 football season is here, and that means 3 things: football, game day, and smooth Jameson whiskey. Whether you're catching the game at home, at your neighborhood bar, or soaking up the team spirit at a tailgate, Jameson Ginger and Lime and Ohio State Athletics are a winning combo. So cheers to making game days even better with the official whiskey of the fans. Jameson, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Taste responsibly. Jameson Irish Whiskey, product of Ireland. 40% alcohol by volume, 80 proof. Copyright 2025, imported by John Jameson Import Company, New York, New York.
Rockman and Ice.
But I do want to know maybe the most famous person you have a picture with. I want you to think about that.
Tiger Woods.
That's a tease. Oh,
that's
do it after the break. Gosh darn it.
Rockman and Ice. Weekdays at noon.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus.
The Fan.
Helping a new driver get ready for their road test? Here's a convenient new way to make the most of your 50 hours of required practice driving time. The Road Ready Ohio app. Available now at no cost to new drivers and their families. Road Ready Ohio keeps track of your driving experience together, providing feedback and safe driving tips. It even generates the documentation you need for the Ohio BMV. The Road Ready Ohio app. Free to download in the Apple and Google App Stores.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Another beautiful dry day ahead for us with our temperatures getting into the low 80s. A few more high clouds, so skies will be mostly sunny. And then for tonight, those clouds will linger overnight with our lows in the 50s. For Friday, we end the work week with mostly sunny skies and highs getting in the mid to low 80s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
1, 2, 3. Here at the Fan is always football o'clock. Proud to be your home of the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. The Fan. The best hair on the air. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
And the Capital Florida Columbus High School football game of the week takes us to Liberty Friday night. They defending Division I state champions. So undefeated UA. Coverage starts at 6:30. The kick's at 7. After the game, it's Byers, Subaru, Dublin, overtime with Bacon Lee. Friday nights are for high school football right here on The Fan. Sunday morning, 9:30 Eastern, jolly old London town, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, Browns and Vikings. The quarterback in that game of record for the Cleveland Browns will be Dylan Gabriel. So many people have said, is this possibly the best place for him to start? Here's Gabriel on the challenges of heading to London for his first NFL start.
But one we're looking forward to. You know, there's challenges week to week in any given week, but one that's just unique. But I think, like I was saying earlier, the excitement for being able to play in London, new fans, new environment. I think that'll be a lot of fun, but also just, I think they've educated us a bunch on how we need to attack this, and, we'll continue to do so.
People are wondering, is he prepared for this? Dylan answered the question on how he stayed ready despite not playing.
Yeah, a lot of walkthroughs, a lot of meetings you got to be really tuned into, and then, I think just you look at all the work from beginning of OTAs and rookie minicamp to now. I think that's all installation that you can really pride yourself on, and the reps built up. So moments, that build up, and then to get here. But, like I said, it's extreme focus on just doing my job at a high level and continue to do that for one another.
Joe Flacco's not going anywhere. He's the backup for Dylan Gabriel this weekend and for the foreseeable future. He's also still a captain on this team. Here's Dylan Gabriel on the help that Joe Flacco has provided.
Yeah, what I appreciate about Joe is just it's not his job to be a mentor. It's his job to be a great quarterback, and I think just his openness to answer questions. It's my job to ask questions, right, and search for those answers. But having guys like him, Deshaun in the room, I think guys that just have played a bunch of ball. So appreciate him for that. And he's a captain on this team. He's still a huge piece of what we do, and we look to him for a lot of things because he's been through it a bunch. So I think there's a ton of respect there for me and a guy I definitely look up to. And it's going to be important to have that going into this week.
The New Orleans Saints have not led for a single play this season so far through 4 games. The Cleveland Browns have led for 2 plays. So you want to know why this decision was made at the time that it was made. That has a great deal to do with it. Here is Dylan Gabriel on what he needs to do to get the offense moving in the right direction.
Initially, it's great juice and great energy, and that starts on Monday, the beginning of the prep week. That starts with just having great meetings, having great practices. So we're taking small sample sizes and bites at the whole thing and making sure that we just focus on what we got in front of us. And I think if we have a great week of prep and we continue to put that at the forefront, I think we'll continue to have that. But like I said, it's not just one person, it's all of us coming together, creating momentum together so we can go, move the sticks and put points on the board.
What would be success for you guys other than result? Because that goes beyond him. Like, what would be a successful debut for Dylan Gabriel Sunday in London?
I'd say 60 to 65% completion percentage, 0 turnovers.
Yeah, I just want to see I just want to see him be him, right? Mm-hmm. Be what we saw of him in college, what we saw of him in the preseason. Be accurate, make the right read, get the ball out, take care of the football. Just the wins or losses at this point, they matter, but they don't as much to me as just seeing if this kid can do it.
So the player he's most often compared to is Purdy, from the standpoint of the amount of college games played, the offensive acumen that comes quite naturally to him, the amount of work that he puts in behind the scenes, the way that he carries himself, all of it. Brock Purdy's first start for the San Francisco 49ers was December 11th, 2022. In that start, now that team was loaded offensively and really defensively as well. This Browns team does not have the weaponry that the 49ers had offensively, but defensively it might be as good or better. Purdy in that game went 16-21 for 185 and 2 scores in a 35-7 win against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tom Brady was quarterbacking that Buccaneers team that day, so 35-7. That stat line, that amount of pass attempts, that amount of yards, that type of efficiency, that's what they're looking for. What the Browns have been, and part of it has to do with the way that the games have gone, is they have been a pass-happy, sling it all over the field team, and they don't have the weaponry for that, and they can't protect for that. So that's why this deal got done. That's why Gabriel is the starter, because it was necessary. It was necessary because of what we talked about earlier with getting the ball out quick before that pressure gets home, even if it's a millisecond quicker than it was getting out with Joe. And it has nothing to do with Joe not being able to see it. Joe's seeing all of it. Trust me, he's got the answers to the test. He's just a 40-year-old man, right? So it's just got to come out quicker. They can also move the pocket with him, something they couldn't do with Joe, to help protect a little bit and kind of overcome some of their weaknesses at the tackle positions. If they got Jack Conklin back, that would be very, very helpful if he were to come back and play. But I think what you're going to see Sunday from the Cleveland Browns is a steady dose of number 10. And I think if they can control game script in this one, they will. And they will. I mean, he had 21 carries last week. I think he could be 25 pretty easily on Sunday morning in London. And I think what you do off of that then is then you get the play action game going with Dylan Gabriel. And knowing Dylan a little bit, I think what you're going to see out of him is a absolutely prepared individual. There won't be anything that Brian Flores throws at him that he's not ready for. Now, how will he execute? Who knows? It's his first time starting in the NFL. I don't know. But in terms of preparation, that's going to be an A+.
It's interesting to hear his college coach, Dan Lanning, talk about, death by 1,000 paper cuts. I would expect success for the Browns offense would be to have drives that do just that. Yeah. I mean, these are 3-4 yard routes, fan in, Sampson out of the backfield, or I guess 4 out of the backfield, Judkins out of the backfield, but a lot of fan in short, a lot of Judy short, and you make it to 3rd and 2. Mm-hmm. Judkins. You go 1st down, 2nd down, 3rd and 2 Judkins, and just rinse and repeat. So you find yourself in the end zone, hopefully scoring 7 points with the Judkins just fall over the goal line.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I think that's what you expect to see on Sunday. That's it. If everything goes their way, that's how it would look.
And I'm guessing you kind of mentioned this, and I think Jordan Dajani did. It was when we had him on. This is probably going to be a pretty low-scoring game because both of these teams have good defenses. They also have really good defensive coordinators in Jim Schwartz and Brian Flores. And there's a lot of questions on offense right now for both teams. So, again, I don't know what the over-under in this game is, but I'm guessing you might want to take the under in it because I can't see a lot of scoring.
Absolutely. It's like Wentz threw for 350 last week, though. Like, they got Addison back. They were slinging it around.
35.5.
What is it?
35.5.
That's got to be the lowest of the week. It's got to be in the conversation. If it's 35.5, then I like the Browns' chances.
There's no other one under 40.
Yeah, I was going to say that's got to be the lowest. And here's the thing for Gabriel, and this is a two-pronged thing that Gabriel does, and there's some irony in this. In 2023, Joe Flacco provided hope with his play. He provided hope for a franchise that ended up getting it into the postseason in 2023. That same hope is what Dylan Gabriel, in replacing Joe Flacco, now provides. Hope. Immediate hope, because if we're more efficient at quarterback, despite some of our weaknesses on that side of the ball, defensively, you have a Super Bowl level defense. So if you're just an improvement, slight, more success is going to happen. The other reason it's hope is maybe he is the guy. Their favorite quarterback in this draft was Cam Ward. They weren't able to pick Cam Ward. Gabriel was second That's why they traded up to get him in the third round. They didn't want to miss out on the opportunity. He's going to get his chance to show all the Browns fans out there, the organization, his teammates, what he's capable on Sunday over in London. I don't mind it at all. I think it's going to kind of feel like a bowl week for them over there, and he's used to that. I'd rather do this than debuting in Pittsburgh for sure. In the end, he's a professional quarterback, and I think he'll be prepared. Ari Wasserman, our buddy from On 3 and the Andy and Ari podcast, going to join us in 2 minutes on the state of college football. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
The season may be winding down, but there's still time to make the most of Buckeye Lake. At Buckeye Lake Marina, we have year-end deals on boats, accessories, and more to get you ready for next year's adventures. Looking to upgrade? The Buckeye Lake Marina staff is there to help you find the perfect boat at unbeatable prices. Buckeye Lake Marina has a long list of satisfied customers and want you to be the next. Don't wait. Sail into savings at Buckeye Lake Marina before the year ends and find the boat that's just right for you. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com for more.
Would you enjoy watching a football game if the officials were paid a bonus for every flag they threw? Or a basketball game where the refs got paid for every foul they called? Okay, how about hiring a furnace and AC company that pays its technicians by the number of parts they can sell you? Hi, this is Dennis, president of Care Heating and Cooling, and today, this is how many companies operate. They call it performance pay, and it rewards technicians by paying them more for billing you more. Why is this bad? Because it abuses your trust in a technician to be treated fairly and honestly. At Care, we've been family-owned for 31 years and have always paid our technicians by the hour for repairs. We'll show you exactly what needs to be fixed and why, and give you our low upfront cost before we start. And unlike other companies, our technicians will never be rewarded for throwing more flags. Our Central Ohio-based staff is here for you 7 days a week. Care Heating and Cooling. Book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com or call us at 1-800-COOLING. When you need a company you can trust.
Make this your year. Looking for a new career in the high-demand fields of IT and cybersecurity? Attend classes live, online, or on campus. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. Financial aid is available to those who qualify.
This is the Duke's Country Song. It's a song about the best mayo. It has a yellow lid, and its full name is Duke's Mayonnaise. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
It's almost Football Friday. All play and no work.
Sponsored by Tansky's Sawmill Toyota.
Your home for football, The Fan. After putting up with Dom Tiberi for a decade, the broadcast gods gave Bo these two. This is Bishop and Friends.
Well, a week ago, we had Showdown Saturday, Barometer Saturday, figured out who was good, who wasn't, or had a pretty good inclination of who was good, who was what. This week is kind of the week after. Next week, you get a lot of good ones. You get Texas, Oklahoma next week. There's some other good games. This week, it's not a loaded slate across the nation. Big noon is at Ann Arbor for Wisconsin at Michigan, so that is the game there. Game day is in Tuscaloosa for Vanderbilt and Alabama in that game. A lot of folks were hoping, I know, in a place I used to reside, that they would be in Tallahassee for Miami against Florida State. But when the Noles lost to Virginia, that became a problem there. One of the guys who does as good a job as anybody you're going to find on all of this in regard to college football is our good buddy Ari Wasserman with On 3. Andy and Ari must listen every week, the podcast with his buddy Andy Staples, and he joins us on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Buddy, you and I agree on a great many things. Cars, women, watches. We also agree that this is the greatest sport in the history of the world, and part of the reason that I think that it is, for me at least, is it's a beautiful mess. Things don't make sense, and all of that makes for good conversation. So when you hear things like the Big Ten looking at private equity to lift up some of the bottom of the league, and you hear some of these things that are happening around the sport, juxtaposed to ratings have never been higher, how do you make sense of all of it?
Well, I think that the one thing that Andy actually has helped me come along with here, Bo, and it's always so good to hear your voice. It reminds me of home for some reason. You've got a great voice for radio, but it's familiarity. You're somebody that was around right when I started my career, and you're really good at what you do.
Thanks, bud.
But the thing that I think that we all have to acknowledge is that the NFL is like the peak of functionality. Everybody's on the same page. Everybody is pulling in the right direction. The rules are the rules. The parity is great. Like it runs like a well-oiled machine, right? And it's the most popular sport in the world, but I think that part of the reason why it's the most popular sport in America, not the world, I know soccer is more popular in the world, is that football is football. Mm-hmm. And college football is the actual polar opposite of that in terms of functionality. And I think that as a podcaster and somebody who's in the media business, it's taken me a while to realize, but the truth is that the dysfunction is a feature of the sport, not a bug. Like the fact that you have a assistant coach's pet monkey biting a recruit is part of the sport, right? Like if you have live animals running on the field, it's part of the sport. And the reason why so many crazy things happen is that it's like an unregulated hodgepodge of just insanity at different levels all the time. And there's 150 teams, and if you're bound from a stat standpoint for something to go haywire in one of those games every week, it will. There are things that scare me about the functionality of the sport in terms of playoff rules, and the conference realignment I think has been dysfunctional and maybe been a thing that has the sport worse off. But it is at the end of the day, the bottom line is it's football. Mm-hmm. And people are very prideful of where they went to school. They're very prideful in their teams, and they love football. So the actual truth is that the people who are in charge of the sport, the power brokers in the sport, know that there's nothing that they can do to mess it up enough where people will stop watching. Because they've already gone down that road. The Pac-12 not existing is a travesty. It's
yes.
The fact that the Stanford is in the ACC is annoying as hell. It doesn't make any sense. But the dysfunctional aspect of the sport is also the charm of the sport. And I think that is something that you have to kind of buy into and realize that whatever happens here is probably going to be dysfunctional, but that's what makes college football what it is.
Yeah, it's a beautiful mess. And probably my favorite thing that kind of encapsulated this is somehow Bobby Petrino's the coach at Arkansas again. After all that. I mean, that's it, right? I mean, that image of him, now he's in charge, he's firing people. Everybody remembers him with the neck brace and a motorcycle, an employee who was not his wife, and all of it.
How sick would it be if he led his team out of the tunnel on a motorcycle this week?
I hope he does. Lean into it, right?
I mean, everybody is talking about it. There's nothing to be shy about. It's the only sport in the world, too, where a coach could leave in disgrace under those circumstances and still be put in a position of power years later.
Yeah.
And it's also the only sport in the world, maybe not in the world. I don't know anything about European soccer, but that like all that stuff is secondary to winning football games.
Yeah.
Like if he comes out and he wins games that, Arkansas isn't supposed to win down the stretch. Now, my personal theory is that they don't want him to be the permanent coach because they might have fired Sam Pittman at a different time if they knew that's what instead they're throwing him to the Wolves, and they did it during a pretty difficult week. And I think the likelihood of Arkansas bouncing back and beating some of the teams that are still on their schedule is relatively low. But if he does that and he proves that he's the guy, he will get the job. And like that, and then all the things about, this is a sport where if he actually does it, people will wear neck braces to the game as a form of pride. Like there's no think about Hugh Freeze's background. You think that if he starts winning in Auburn, they're going to care about his background? They hired the man. So, it's a redemption arc. And, that's also a storyline in college football. And I got to say, I know that there are more NFL fans out there who are gambling in the fantasy football, and just like the part of culture that the NFL has is probably something that can never be overtaken. But college football has its place in our society, and part of the reason why is because of situations like this. And as a podcaster, my God, we do it 5 days a week, year round, and we're sitting here talking about things in June that you would never even imagine. And I think that's what's great about it.
It is. It's beautiful. And you know me, I don't, there's no scarlet and gray colored glasses where I come from, at least primarily. So I said earlier this week, I think Ohio State's the best team in the country. I think they're playing the best right now, and I think they have the highest ceiling. Do you have any problem with that?
No, I don't. Partially too, because I don't look around at the rest of the country and think, wow, there's a team that has no issues. I think everybody in this era, Bo, when you and I were first together and, we were in the same press rooms, 7-10 years ago, you had a collection of 6 teams, Ohio State being one of them, that hoarded all the talent and all the good players. So it was very easy to crown who's going to be the national champion from a set of 6 teams based on how many recruits were on those teams. I mean, you're talking about Ohio State at times had 60 blue chip players on their roster or 70 blue chip players on their roster, and the second best team in the Big Ten had 11. It's like, no wonder it worked out the way that it always did. Now that's not the case. And still, Ohio State has managed to stockpile a ton of really good players. Like last year was the epitome of that. I think last year was probably the last of a dying breed in terms of having that many NFL players on your single roster at any given moment. But when you look at the way that Ohio State has mastered high school recruiting and continued to stay steadfastly loyal to bringing in elite-level players and keeping those players on their roster while also accentuating their roster with big-time portal additions that are more luxuries than necessities, that's how you get to this point. A lot of people take players in the portal that are if you don't get them, you're screwed. Mm-hmm. Ohio State takes players in the portal that they can help their roster, and if they don't get them, they'll be fine. And I think that that's the best way to build a roster in college football. And like, listen, Ohio State is one win away from Michigan, from Ryan Day maybe being considered the best coach in college football. And when you look at their defense, the way they're playing, I think Julian Sand has it. The receiver room goes without saying. The one question that I would have about Ohio State's team is I don't know if they would be able to win a game running the ball if it ever comes to that. But I also don't know if they're going to be in a position where that's real. Like, they have these receivers. They should be able to outthrow whoever they're playing. So their defense is nasty, though. They've got a quarterback that looks really good. I would take the handcuffs off and let the guy rip it. I thought that their game plan at Washington was a little, conservative. But then at the same time, if you know that you only need to score 20 points to win every game you're playing, then maybe you can do that. I don't know. I think that they're very good, and they're my favorite to win the national title.
Is there a team that we're not talking about enough nationally that we should be?
I don't know who you guys have been talking about a lot, but there's a few teams that I think are very good. Miami, they're getting a lot of attention, but Miami has really good offensive and defensive lines. That's one thing about Mario Cristobal that he always has done well. They've got a quarterback in Carson Beck who's playing, very well. I don't know that I view him as like a longtime NFL Pro Bowler, but he's a very good college quarterback. They've got a freshman receiver, Malachi Toney, who's open on every play, and they've got the best defensive game record in the country, or one of the two. If you take away Caleb Downs and I hate to say Arbel Reese is in that conversation too, but in Reuben Bain, that can muck up a game. I think Miami has the goods to win the national title this year. I think that Texas A&M is also very good, although they're still Texas A&M, and they seem to find a way to lose 4 games every year. I think that they're a very good offense. Their defense comes together. They're very good. I think that there are 12 teams that you can make a reasonable case could win the national title, and that's crazy to say in an era where it used to be 5. And, that's 12 5 weeks into the season.
That's right. Yeah. Hey, man, your success pleases me to no end. You're one of the best dudes. You had talent that was identified at a young age, and you've just crushed it. The podcast you and Andy do is a must listen every time. So keep it up, buddy. It's great having you on. Love your success. We'll do it again soon. Thanks, Bo. Anytime you need me, I'm here, okay? All right, buddy. There he goes. The great Ari Wasserman covers college football on 3. Andy and Ari, the podcast with Andy Staples. He joined on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. We'll do a little 3 things on a Thursday up next. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
You've still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
The Daily Ryan Day Show is brought to you locally by your Central Ohio Toyota dealers and by Hyde Park Prime Steakhouse on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
This is a Daily Show with Coach Ryan Day, brought to you by Safe Flat Auto Glass. This past weekend, we saw C.J. Donaldson with a TD run and a TD catch. How significant was for you to get a running back with the experience he has to come into the program?
Yeah, it was important because we had some young guys in that room and some talented guys. But C.J. brings experience. He brings size to the table. He brings versatility. C.J. was a wide receiver when he was younger and then has grown into playing running back. So there's versatility there. You see that with his protection. You see that with his short yardage, and then also catching the ball out of the backfield. So those are all things that, as the season goes, we're going to start to really fit the packages towards what he can do in his skill set, and we'll do the same thing for other guys. But it's good to see multiple guys get on the field at running back, and I think you saw Bo run hard and break some tackles, and James get in there as well. Looking to get Isaiah West in the game here soon as well. So, we're going to need all these guys. They bring different things to the table. And again, as the season goes on, we're going to try to make sure we're maximizing what they can do.
Okay, we'll have another comment in just a moment. Hi, this is Paul Keels. This Buckeye season, don't let a broken windshield ruin your game plan. Safelite Auto Glass makes it easy to get your windshield fixed with their mobile glass shops all over Central Ohio. They can come to you anywhere, giving Buckeye fans more time for game time. OH? Man, I love that. Schedule at safelight.com. Safelite Auto Glass is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
Buckeye fans, choose chill. Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged for a smoother finish. It's got that crisp, refreshing taste that makes those moments when you choose to rise above the noise and choose chill even better. Coors Light is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, so crack one open and take a sip. Coors Light, choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado, beer.
Ryan, we've heard you talk a lot, as well as other coaches, about the importance of the middle eight, meaning the end of the first half, beginning of the second half. Is that tied to momentum, especially when you have a stoppage like halftime?
Well, the guys need to understand what it is. And when you end the half with the ball or points and then start the second half with the ball, it's like stealing a possession. It's like a turnover. It's something that our guys understand. We talk about a lot. It's rare that we wouldn't defer if we win the toss. It's something that we believe in, so that we can start the second half to try to steal that possession. Now, again, that being said, I think there are times in games where you want to kind of set the tone early in the game, which is great as long as you're moving the ball down the field and scoring, set the tone early in the game. So we try to stay disciplined with our decisions, but that's a great example. We went into the middle eight down 3-0 and came out 14-3.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
For over 37 years, Buckeye Nation has known Hyde Park Prime Steakhouse for serving the best steaks in the city. Our thick-cut, aged steaks are a staple in Columbus, with 3 locations in Upper Arlington, Dublin, and downtown. And just like the Buckeyes, we strive for excellence and an experience like no other. Hyde Park is proud to introduce the newly added wine room at our downtown Columbus location, where a new elegance in dining surrounds you, creating the ideal setting for any occasion or the perfect night out. Hyde Park is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Go Bucks!
Toyota gives you more electrified hybrid choices than anyone else, including the stylish new Corolla, a name synonymous with Toyota quality and dependability, the elegant new Toyota Crown Signia, and the latest edition of the legendary 4Runner. Toyota's extensive lineup also includes battery EVs like the tech-savvy all-electric BZ4X, and of course, the iconic Prius, the hybrid that started it all. That's the power of choice from Toyota. Let's go places.
America works, and Valley has the tools. Valley is your #1 volume Ford commercial truck dealer in the nation. Business owners choose from 550 new Fords, including 80 Transit vans and 170 Super Duties. Stakes, dumps, box trucks, pickups. Save big at Valley Ford of Columbus with Section 179 tax savings. As Carnell Tate says,
the game-winning deal is always at Valley. ValleySuperstore.com.
At Baths R Us, we believe home improvement is life improvement, and that starts with the team who brings your vision to life. Our installers aren't just skilled, they're experts.
This is who we are. This is what we do all day, every day.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement, or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel. Plus, low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate, or go to bathsrus.com. 380-225-2284. Baths R Us, where dreams soak in.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Cellar, your true jeweler for over 75 years. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
If you love a good pie analogy,
think of the cap as a pie, and once you take out one piece, there's less left for the next guy.
Then this is the radio show for you. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
Yeah, it's funny. I remember we just had Ari Wasserman on, become one of the voices of college football nationally with On 3. I had him on Wall to Wall Sports at least a decade ago, maybe more. I can't remember if he was with Buckeye. I can't remember where he was at that time. If it was Buckeye Grove. He bounced around to a couple of them, but just awesome to see there's so many ways where you can make your way in this business, and it pleases me to see him have the success that he's having. What do you have on the poll today, Reese?
Daily Fan Poll asks, who wins today's winner-take-all Game 3 of the American League wild card between the Guardians and the Tigers? First pitch is again 3 o'clock from Cleveland. 81% say the Guardians will advance and face the Seattle Mariners Saturday in the ALDS.
So everybody who wins tonight flies tonight to the new destinations. That's the idea? That's what we're up against?
That sounds right.
You got to go all the way west?
Yep.
I want to know who those 19% are that are wrong.
There's a few
Cowards.
Tigers fans here in the area. There's a few of them out there. Okay, so everybody plays. So Yanks Sox winner goes to Toronto.
Yep.
Guards Tigers winner goes to Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Cubs Pods. I mean, you could drive to Milwaukee. I mean, that's nothing. They're Milwaukee, and then Dodgers Phillies is already set for Saturday night in Philly. Boy, that feels like a World Series, doesn't it?
Yeah, baseball wanted that to be they wanted that to be the NL Series final. Reese, how about the Naylor brothers going from teammates?
Someone asked me that in the YouTube chat. Can you just get through Game 3 today? Like, I'm not worried about the Mariners right now.
It's amazing how you've changed, because before this series started, I said, are you nervous at all? And you said no.
I'm not nervous in today's outcome. I just want to get through that outcome before I start thinking about the Seattle Mariners.
All right, time for 3 things on a Thursday. Hit it.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3 things.
Sponsored by Buckeye Lake Marina, Central Ohio's largest selection of new and pre-owned boats. Find your next dream boat at BuckeyeLakeMarina.com.
All right, number 1 for me. So I run I mentioned this before. I run the youth travel basketball program in our town, and with a buddy of mine, and we run it. And last week we did the 3rd and 5th grade. This year we did 4th and 6th. So I don't do any of the evaluations, but last night Bootsy was in with the 4s, and then Beamsy was in with the 6s, and the coaches who are doing the evaluations, they don't even know who kids are. They just see numbers. It's our high school coach and his assistants. They just see numbers and tabulate it in. It's so fun. It's exciting. It's so cool to see like how nervous they are, how excited they are to play. Not necessarily my kids, but just all the kids, right? Like the chance to do it. They're so nervy right away. Then they start sweating. And they just start being basketball players, and it all works out. But the thing that really sucks about it is the reality that you got 35 kids trying out in the 6th grade. You can only keep 18. And it just stinks that that's the case. And basketball is really the only one at the youth level that, because there aren't enough gyms, you do have to cut. And it just stinks that you have to do it. And I hate it. I hate having to do that.
First thing for me, I saw this earlier, and we'll have more on it tomorrow, but friend of the program, Amanda Kristovich, reported through Front Office Sports a scoop that collectives have given up on waiting for NIL Go. She adds at least 2 NIL collectives have begun to pay players before the submitted deals have been approved in NIL Go. Another is preparing to do so.
Here's what I want the MIT kids to do. I want this to be their task from now on. I know I got a bunch of those interns back there. I want them to pay attention to audio that we predict in regard to NCAA issues that then becomes reality. So as soon as we heard about this ridiculous NIL clearinghouse process, that we said it in the moment. Well, no one's going to follow those rules. Why? Because they're unenforceable. And you don't have an enforcement arm to do it if you wanted to. Like, it's all going the way we tell you it's going to go.
First thing for me, I know we haven't gotten to this Saturday yet in college football, but I'm already looking ahead to October 11th. How about this? At noon, you've got Alabama, Missouri on ABC, Ohio State, Illinois on Fox. At the 3:30 window on ABC, you've got Red River on CBS, Indiana, Oregon. 7:30 at night on NBC, Michigan at USC. 10:15 on ESPN, Arizona State at Utah. And then ABC and ESPN will have either Florida, Texas A&M, Georgia, Auburn, South Carolina, LSU. October 11th is going to be a banger.
Has Red River ever not been 11? Okay, I just pulled it up. It's okay. From 08 to 15, recent. The game times varied significantly throughout history. Afternoon kicks being common before 2008, even the norm between 50 and 72. Recent shift to 2:30 and 24 is due to the move to the SEC. So for the majority of the time, it's been that noon kick, but it's been 2:30 for a minute. I just assumed it was going to be noon because it had been there forever. Number 2 for me. I will say that it is pretty cool to see a lot of my Browns cohorts over in London, tomcatting around, and you say to yourself, as NFL teams keep coming to do this, coming off the heels of Goodell saying, "Hey, we're going to have every team in the NFL play overseas is the goal." I do wonder, like, what is the end game on this? And if in my lifetime I will see a team, an NFL franchise in Europe, it would be London would be the place. You'd probably need 2 of them. It doesn't feel like they're getting any closer to that, but what they really want is to have teams to have real connective tissue in those other continents. And I'm curious to see if it'll ever manifest in an actual team in Europe.
We didn't get the chance, speaking of teams in the NFL going to Europe, to talk about Shedeur yesterday and his pantomiming. It was in response to Rex Ryan talking about him, just a critique of all he does is talk. As uninterested as I am in Rex Ryan and his quarterback evaluation and the takes he has on it, I'm also uninterested in Shedeur acting like that in the locker room. I mean, if it's not by itself, it's not that big of a deal. But when you add on speeding tickets, then you add on other things for Shedeur, it doesn't need to be a thing. Just we all have things in our job we don't like to do. If the media is going to come into the locker room and you don't want to answer questions, don't be there. If you're going to stand in front of the media and take questions, just answer them.
And also, I don't know that if anybody who was standing in front of him he was even aware of why he was doing it. Because here's the other thing. Not everybody watches Get Up, man. Like, they don't. Not everybody knows what they don't.
Also, can we quit asking third-string quarterbacks questions? Like, nobody knows who anybody else's third-string quarterback is. I know we're immersed in football right now, but, Bo, 1 week from tonight,
come on,
Jackets hockey is back. They start
Shelly
the regular
time.
Season on the
Shelly
road
time.
in Nashville, 8 o'clock. Oh, my gosh, boys, Christmas is almost here.
Oh, my gosh, be a little Shelley time. Maybe Feinbaum back next Thursday if he's not running for Senate. That music means the Ryan Day Show is coming up next. Enjoy those 3 winner-take-alls in the baseball. We're back tomorrow on a Football Friday. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
If the sound of another man slammed against plexiglass turns you on, you've come to the right place. Proud to be your home for Jackets hockey. The Fan, Ohio Sports.